things around her. Like, okay, you know what? My daddy's not telling me that he loved me, but I understand he loves me based on the acts of service. He's taking out the trash. He's cooking for me. He's doing all these things around the house. So his love language was clearly acts of service, and it became her love language because she had to figure out growing up with a man like this that, oh, that's how you show love. You show love with your can't hear you, be rich. Damn. How about now? Yeah. You show love via, your acts of service. So I was able to say, okay, I know what my love language is, and I looked at hers. That's what your love language is. So, again, to answer Jasmine's question, I think that you have one love language that supersedes the rest if you pay attention to it. I wish more men could hear this love language breakdown. Thank you, young man. Absolutely, Miss Kaylin. That's what we're here for. Again, I ain't even had no intention of reading this book. My homegirl was like, "You're reading this book with me," and I'm like, "All right, cool." She's like, I don't remember agreeing to this. No, it's okay, because I brought the book with me, so let's both get to page 37 at the same time. Let's both get to page 37 at the same time, and then we're going to be lit. And I'm like, okay, cool. All right, I'll read it. We can discuss it. You ain't going to threaten me with a good time. Like, I'm down to read this book, because, I want to understand how to love, too. You can take a test, and it'll give you the order if you like them. Hey, there you go. That make you a superhero. Hold on, let me see. Chasey Smiles was correct. Got it. Right. Hannah. Hey, King. Pray you doing well today and fulfilled. Hey, what's up, Jasmine? Welcome. Hey. Let me see. Mistress. People think they're a clinical therapist after reading the 5 love languages. I don't doubt that. I think people go hard when some people do, though. Some people get let a little bit of knowledge get ahead from them, man. But the beautiful thing about learning is understanding how little you know. You can spend your whole life studying plants and you won't even scratch the surface, bro. Not even a little bit. It's so many different things. Yeah. Hey, Dan B and Jasmine Major. I didn't know y'all knew each other. What's up? The 5 love languages. Yes, Jasmine Major. The 5 love languages. Again, one of my friends has threatened me that I had to read this book at the same time she's reading it so we can both talk about it. And so I'm reading it right now. I just got to the 3rd chapter, I think. But yeah, that's what we ended up discussing. Somebody asked me who am I studying? So this week, the person I'm studying is Jim Rohn. Motivational speaker Jim Rohn. The books that I'm reading is Quantum Success in the morning and the 5 love languages at night. So that's what we on right now. Let me see. KB. KD baby, your teeth are so white. What's the secret? I just brush them. But I brush them. I also don't eat a lot of. I don't drink coffee. I'm not a coffee person. I don't eat a lot of things I think that stain my teeth too much, to be real with you. And I also use Hello toothpaste. I use the fluoride-free toothpaste. I don't want no fluoride. I heard fluoride damages the brain. So I'm like, and then I found out you don't need fluoride in the toothpaste in order to have good teeth. And you also don't need fluoride in your water, which is why I don't know why there's fluoride in water. It's like, yo, if the shit's not necessary, why we even got it in there? You know what I'm saying? So I use the fluoride-free Hello. I use a charcoal toothpaste, and then I also just use the other Hello brand. But I like Hello because they don't got no fluoride in it. So yeah, I just brush my teeth. Appreciate you. Oh yeah, I read that book for sure. Grizz Handsome. So those who hijack others' love languages as a way could be So those who hijack others' love languages as a way in could be considered manipulation. Damn, I don't know if you could hijack somebody else's love language. You know what I'm saying? And even if you do speak the same love language as another person, it doesn't mean it's gonna work. You feel me? I could be a stalker. I could stalk Jasmine Major, right? I could be like, Jasmine is for me, and I could stalk her and go crazy. I could figure out her love language. Her love language might be, gift giving and receiving gifts. I could send her 1,000 gifts. She might not pick up on nothing I'm putting down because we ain't on that type of time. So I don't know how deeply you could hijack somebody else's love language, to be real with you, but maybe it could be manipulation, maybe. But I think in order for that to even work for you, the person got to be feeling you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all kind of got to be feeling each other. It could be manipulation, I suppose, but if you're speaking to me in my love language to manipulate me and I already like you, and you're putting that much effort in to make me like you, it kind of begs the question, how deep is this shit going? But I don't know. Maybe another conversation. Hello, love. I read it and then had an ex actually steal a copy, which was ironic. That is hilarious. Jasmine, you read the book and then you had an ex of yours steal the copy? What's wrong with this guy? It's crazy. I'm reading Rocket Fuel. Just finished Extreme Ownership by Navy SEALs. Yo, wait a minute. Jasmine, you're reading Rocket Fuel by Gino Wickman? That's crazy. I'm listening to Rocket Fuel on Audible, and I read Traction by Gino Wickman. Okay, Jasmine, I see you getting activated, man. If it's the same rocket fuel. You reading Rocket Fuel by Gino Wickman, the guy who created Traction, VTO, and the whole thing? It's crazy, bro. I just went to one of my friends who owns a really successful company told me to read Traction. He's like, yo, bro, my company's successful because I run it on an operating system. And this is the operating system that I use. And he gave me the book. And I was like, bet. And so I started reading the book. Man, it had me hash out my core values, my niche, my marketing strategy, my 10-year plan. Actually, here it is right here. Hold on, let me see. Yup. Yeah, I have Traction too. Oh, Jasmine. We are in sync. Hold up. Where's my VTO? I got my VTO in here somewhere. Boom. Yeah. My Vision Traction Organizer right here. Bam. Future family. I'm telling you. Hold up. Flip the camera. Yeah. Oh, it's kind of dirty. But yeah, I got my VTO right here. For those who haven't read the book Traction, I highly suggest it. This is called the Vision Traction. My camera is filthy right now. My bad. But yeah, this is called the Vision Traction Organizer. It makes you hash out like what are your core values, you can't really see. I'm holding up to the light. This is a terrible example. I'm just gonna flip it back. I'm gonna flip it back, and then I'm also gonna mirror this. I don't like the mirror view because the mirror view like throws me off. But yeah, this is the VTO. So for Jasmine, she just said she's reading Rocket Fuel. Rocket Fuel is one of the books written by the author who created this little graph, a dude named Gino Wickman. So like you fill in your stuff. It really opens up your eyes, bro. I thought I was successful and I thought I was handling my business. But bruh, as soon as I read the book, I was like, whoa. The very first thing is like, yo, you gotta establish your core values. What are your core values? And I was like, oh snap. And I realized like, yo, we just been going. What are our core values, bro? What do we stand for? What is this? What are we doing? What do we represent? And it's like, yo, you gotta know your core values. You gotta know your core focus. You gotta know your 10-year target, your marketing strategy, your 3-year picture. And then I gotta fill in the back. But conveniently for me, a homie of mine was like, yo, bro, did you know you can kind of hack this? If you fill in the front half of this chart and you go to Chat GPT and you say, now write me a 1-year plan, that shit'll, and it did it for me. And it was amazing. So yeah, bam, back to it. Hannah, formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Let's go, Hannah. That's right, Jim Rohn. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. That's a fact. I love that quote. I'm telling you, man, like a lot of people just don't understand the power of your mind is extraordinary, bro. You can do anything as long as your mind is activated. You know what I'm saying? All the people that are so depressed in this world, they're only depressed because they just like, they don't really know enough. That's what I think. I think a lot of people that are battling depression, you're battling depression because of all the things that you don't know, not because of the painful things that you do know. Because if you know enough about life, the universe, the fact that we're all just kind of avatars playing this game of life, and soon we're gonna be out of the game, then you're not gonna take things so seriously, bro. Like, it ain't that serious. I heard this guy say, there was a man once said, life and business, you have to care, but not that much. Like, you gotta care in life and in business, but you don't gotta care that much. Not to the point where you're having seizures and you're catching symptoms because of this stuff. Like, how many people have developed a disease or an ailment in their body just because they can't handle or process the things that their day-to-day requires of them? And it's like, you can really handle all those things, but you're developing these symptoms because you're so frustrated about what it is that's required of you. It's like, bro, cut it out. It ain't that serious, bro. Like, you're either gonna win or lose today. It ain't that serious. Like, it doesn't even matter. And the fact that you're still alive means that you win regardless, because tomorrow you got another chance to play the game. You know what I'm saying? How many of your problems would just be solved today if you got a check for $20,000 just out the blue? Bam, you know what? I like what you're putting down. Here's a check for 20K. How many things will get alleviated? Will you get a lot better? How many things will get alleviated if somebody told you today, yo, I have a holistic way, I have an all-natural method of healing that ailment that you have in your body right now. Yeah, here, take this, drink this, go on this diet, go on this fast for 3 weeks or a month, and whatever you're dealing with inside your body is gonna be healed. Like a majority of us would. Like, we're only so stressed and bogged down by all these things that we don't know, man, because I'm of the belief that everything can be fixed. I know some people walk around life like, no, this thing is destroyed, it's broken, it can never come back. Those are the people looking at the cup half empty, and I'm like, man, I never see the cup half empty. I'm glad that there's anything in this damn cup. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, there's always something you could do. With the smallest drop, you could find a way to feed like the ocean. I may not know how, but there is a way to do it. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I just haven't found the way. I have to find the way. The Wright brothers, who own a bicycle shop, built the first flying airplane. How did they do that? Because they refused to believe that there was not a way to do this thing. I refuse to sit here and believe that there ain't no way to get this done. There is a way to get it done. I may not know it. You may not know it. They may not know it. It might not exist in the textbook, but we're going to figure this shit out. Because We're dedicated. That's what human beings do. We figure things out. Wendy, thank you for the follow. Same. That's why I read it. And I want to scale my businesses so I can have that stability for my future family. Facts. Good job, Jasmine. Yeah, I like your mindset, yo. Yeah, we definitely on the same wave. Formal education, man. I love that Jim Rohn quote. I like the look is ice on you. Hey, thank you. Rocket Fuel taught me that I needed an integrator because I have a few business plans and... Wait, is there more to that? Wait, all I see is Rocket Fuel taught me that I needed an integrator because I have a few business plans and... Jasmine, I don't see the rest of that message. But... yeah, Rocket Fuel, Gino Wickman, Traction. So I'm doing an audiobook of Rocket Fuel. I started it, but I haven't finished it. So I gotta go back to it. But yeah, the premise of the book too also talks about the two like leading forces in any business. One is like, hold on, let me see. Boom. Wait, is this gonna do this thing again? It probably is.
Good morning, King. How are you, love?
Good morning, Jasmine. How are you?
I am good. I can't come on camera because I literally just got out the shower, but but I just wanted to finish the thought that you couldn't see. Rocket Fuel taught me that I needed an integrator because I have several business plans and I was getting stuck. You know, I've been able to scale my consulting business, but I have a few other business plans that can probably run and be self-sufficient if I get all the systems in place. And I didn't realize what I was missing until I read Rocket Fuel, and then I'm gonna I have one more chapter left actually, and I've already got Traction on my bookshelf, so that's next.
I love it, man. It's so cool to hear, and it's so refreshing to hear somebody say that, man. Because I feel like some of these books are really like, I don't know if the word is niche. They're very like, you know.
Oh, both work.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're very like.
You asked that last time you were on live. Either word, niche or niche.
Yeah, right. Like, and a friend of mine told me another word that was like massive. I'm like, I'll never use that word in conversation because it's too much. He was saying something to me. He's like, man, no, this sound that you got is very esoteric. I'm like, bruh, what are you talking about?
Oh my God.
Esoteric.
People throw that around in conversation all the time ever since Will Smith used it in that speech. And I'm like, okay, first of all, esoteric is not a word that you throw around in every conversation. It's like a special word that you only use, like you pull it out of your pocket every once in a while, you know? But man, people like to use it because I guess it makes them feel smarter. So I don't know what the deal is, to be honest.
You can't use it.
Overused.
You can't use it, bro. Like I feel like anybody who just uses it is like, yo, you're that's the biggest word you have, and you want to. You were waiting for this, huh? You were waiting for this moment to flex that big word muscle. But yeah, like. I think I like the Traction and the Rocket Fuel books. I feel like they're very like niche. Like, yo, only certain people are gonna go for it, and certain people are gonna go for it. And it's really just about systematizing it. You know what I'm saying? And it's so refreshing, man. Like, how refreshing was it for you when you came to the realization, like, okay, based on what this is saying, I need an integrator. I need somebody who can systematize this thing for me and make it work.
Oh my God, it was such a relief because I had been working. You know, you reach a point as a visionary when you're in the design process, and maybe you get to the point where you have a business plan and you put together like some of your operating procedures, or you start putting together your core values. But without an integrator, you are stuck as a visionary. A visionary is not meant to run a whole company by themselves, by his or herself. But integrators can do both, which is so fascinating because they can really like rule the world. So when I noticed that I was just missing a who, I'm like, oh, I mean, who's all the time? Like, I can figure this part out. And then I realized, okay, I can really be, that's when my affirmation of my self-worth, of my actual worth, like my dollar worth, that's when that started to become real for me. I was like, I can actually be a millionaire or a billionaire because these plans are going to get done. And then me and my future husband and children, we can do whatever we want.
Hey, that's what we like.
And that's the plan.
Nah, man, that's what we like. How many different businesses do you have right now?
That are active or that are designed?
That are active.
One big one, that's where I make most of my money. That's my consulting company. It's called Chameleon Consulting. And I do curriculum design, I create adaptive learning environments, and then I do some business consulting and voiceovers through that same company. And yeah, so that's my biggest company right now, and it's still not super big. But I have ever since I started reading that book in the fall, and I have tripled my income since then.
Oh,
So
fire.
it's going. So still working on it, still trucking, but I'm looking forward to bringing in some solid 5-figure months and 6-figure months in the very near future.
I love that. I love a 5-figure, 6-figure month. That's amazing. Do you have any other like book recommendations that you recommend to people?
Oh, 100%. Extreme Ownership, which I mentioned, that's by Jocko Willink and Lee Favin, the Navy SEALs, and they also have the dichotomy of leadership, which I started but I haven't finished that one yet. But Jocko Willink, and I also heard them speak in person, and they were fabulous.
Nice.
Like they were really, really good. And then Think, Learn, Succeed by Dr. Caroline Leaf. She's a Christian neuroscientist. She is fabulous. I mean, this lady has worked with patients who have been in car accidents and are literally missing chunks of their brain.
Oh, wow.
And she's been able to help them create new neural pathways and not only get back to their previous IQ, but surpass it.
Oh, that's
So
fire.
she's really fabulous. Yeah. The Power of Now, which is a book, but it's also there's a one percenters book list, if you can find it, that has really, really good books on it. Slide Edge, Master Key to Riches, Rich Dad Poor Dad. This book list is incredible. I mean, that's just a few books. I have probably about 500 or 600 books in storage right now. So these are just the books that I travel with. Man's Search for Meaning is really good by Viktor Frankl. He was in the Holocaust, and he talks about that experience, like how he survived, how he's able to keep a positive attitude, like even in the worst of worst times. And The Perfect You, also by Dr. Caroline Leaf, is really good. This is about finding the perfect blueprint for yourself.
What was
And
the first?
so
What was
if
the
you
first book that you? I'm sorry. What was the first book that you mentioned by her? Think, what, and succeed.
Think, Learn, Succeed.
Think, learn, succeed.
So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to, since I just mentioned, and Wired That Way is really good too. I am actually pulling all of these books off of my bookshelf.
Hey.
And I will take a picture and I will make a post.
There you go.
And I will post it. So if you guys are following me, then you guys will see that. And then I'll send you a message and I will, so this way you can post it to your audience as well.
Perfect. I love it. Yeah, everybody follow Jasmine. I am Jasmine Major right now. And she's going to make a post with all the books that she's talking about right now. So I'm excited for that post. Simone was asking what the name is, and I think she was asking the Think, Learn, Succeed name.
Yeah, and Hung by the Tongue is also really good.
Yo, I've heard of this. That's a Christian book too, right?
Yeah, it is. So what's crazy, here's the crazy thing. And this is what blows my mind, how people like to separate like spiritual beliefs from business or science. Like, no, they're completely integrated. Almost every single book in the 1%ers book list, like the top 1% wealthiest people in the world, 50 to 75% or more of those books are all Christian based. I kid you not. Every single one of them talks about scripture.
Every single one of them talks about scripture. Is it like a completely Bible-based book, or does it just reference scripture?
They reference it. So Dr. Caroline Leaf, it's very, she talks about the links between science and prayer, science and scripture, science and law of attraction. She talks about a lot of that. So I really like that because there's a beautiful overlap of spiritual and scientific concepts. Hung by the Tongue is definitely scripture based because this is talking basically about, how it says you can renew and transform your mind in the Bible.
Yep.
It's about that, so the creator created the world just by using his words, right? He said, let there be light, and then there was light. So it's really about how we're created in that image and how if we use the power of our words with conviction and really believe that we have that power to create change, then that change will manifest. And it works both ways, positive and negative. Trying to see what else. Viktor Frankl. I wouldn't say it's not necessarily, it's not spiritual based, but it's definitely, I think it can tap into your spiritual components. Wired That Way is more scientific, but this one's not on the top book list, but it's a really, really good one. It's kind of like a personality test. So if you haven't taken, I would also recommend taking if you're in business, you want to take 16 personalities, wealth diagnostics, Wired That Way, bank code, and the toxic personality test. Those are ones that I would highly recommend. They're ones that I've either taken in business with other organizations or I have studied and taken just to better know myself. And then I know you were talking about Gary Chapman earlier, so I'll put that on the book list too.
Gary Chapman. Hannah.
Yeah, good old, yeah, I really did have, I had an ex steal that book. And I was like, bruh, seriously, you didn't even practice anything in the book, dude. Give me my book back.
He must have needed it. I have a question for you.
That's what I thought too. I was like, you know what, you need it more than I do.
That's tough, bro. That's really tough. And it is ironic. Like, I'm sure this goes against everything in the book to steal from a lover, but okay, cool. Let's make that.
Right.
Let's make it work. Do you feel like there's a correlation or a connection between a person's hunger for like learning and their quality of life?
Yeah, I do, actually. I think if the more curious you are, the greater capacity you have to improve your quality of life. When you have no desire to learn, I would bank that it probably parallels with your lack of resourcefulness because you're not curious to learn. Like people who want to study and they want to learn and they want to understand, they find a way. And and this is what I have seen from both being a student and also being a teacher. So I noticed like the quality of life for the students who don't try, who like give up, who don't have that passion or desire to have a different life, they're stuck. Those are the people who have a fixed mindset. The people who have growth mindsets, they're the curious ones. They're the, people who will go try things that maybe they shouldn't always try. Maybe you're too curious, but yeah, I definitely think at least having the capacity to change your quality of life, I think that has a lot to do with your natural desire to learn.
I like that. I like that approach because like hearing you speak and like I feel like you naturally have this like very vibrant personality, based on the two encounters that we've had so far. I'm like, yo, your vibe is very high. Feels like you vibrate on a high level. And you remind me of another friend of mine. Like I have a friend, he's if he's not the most interesting person I know, he's like top 5, and he just has this. He has a natural like this obsessive level curiosity. Like he's curious about everything. This guy has Bill Clinton saxophone. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, bro, yeah, bro, his life is crazy. He's a very accomplished man, but like he just has this hunger. If you talk to him, he's very intrigued and interested in just about everything. He's like, oh yeah, tell me about that. Tell you're in what field? Yeah. Graphic design. Tell me about that. Give me information. What is it? Music? Tell me about that. Auto part. Like he just has this like super hunger. He's always asking for something. I can tell he's like learning, and then he can share another experience with you. And I'm like, man, I wonder what the connection is between like a person who likes to learn and their quality of life, because he's also a very like high vibrating person. So I've noticed that all the high vibrating people I know seem like they have this level of like nonstop curiosity and wonder. I feel like they walk around this life with a sense of wonder about them. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder. You feel me? And so
we're the kids where people like when you're small, people are like, don't touch that. No, wait, just wait till I tell you what to. No, don't do it. But like, that was me all the time as a child. I was like, wait, I can do it. Yes. Let me fail forward, okay?
Yes. Man. I remember one time I was in the 4th grade, and I remember we were gonna take a test, a standardized test with Scantrons and stuff like that. And Scantron, yo. So we're gonna take a test, standardized test, and I remember I was in the 3rd grade, and we were in this like portable, and like a school representative came in and said, hey guys, so we were gonna allow you guys to take this test with these Scantrons, but we tested it out on the 5th graders and they had a really hard time doing it, so we're not gonna do it on you guys. So you're gonna take a completely different type of test. And I remember being in the back of the class looking at my desk like, what? Just cause they couldn't do it don't mean we couldn't do it. Like, they're stupid. That has nothing to do with us. Like, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, because those guys, so because that class is stupid, we can't do the thing now. This is crazy. And I remember that being a child, like, yo, bro. And I suppose now that I'm an adult, I can look back at that and say, you know what? That's not a normal response from a 3rd grader. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A normal 3rd grade response is like, okay, whatever. When's lunch? But like, I was upset at that. I was like, yo, you literally shackled me. I remember being offended as an 8-year-old. You shackling me based on some older other idiot? That has nothing to do with me. I don't know who this older other idiot is. That has nothing to do with me. Let me take the test. I'll show you who's smart. and it's like
Yeah.
that's a big testament to just how limiting the public school system is. But like, I just remember that it's just it's crazy. No, man.
Yeah, that's actually what I want to talk a lot about when I start doing public speaking is talking about the limitations and disparities within the school systems and mainstreaming, some of the education, but also mainstreaming it, but not in a way that's limiting. Because right now, what you're talking about is that those limitations that they set on students. They just assume, right, that every group of students functions the same, and that's not true at all.
Right.
You have both ends of the spectrum. Like, you have students who are very slow at acquiring information, then you have students who are brilliant, and then you keep those brilliant students in a box simply because the other students can't keep up. And I'm like, we need to do better. Like, this is America. We're supposed to be the land of the free and opportunity and love life and pursuit of happiness, and that's all BS, honestly. If you're not in that smaller group of people who are willing to do whatever it takes to live the quality of life that you actually desire.
Speak on it.
So.
Nah, man, that's true, bro. That's true. And a lot of times people don't want to like show that part. They want to say everyone has opportunity. The reason why you guys are not ahead is because you guys are just not working as hard as the rest of us. You guys need to just get off your butts and make it work. And it's like, bro, your level of starting from the bottom is radically different than our level of starting from the bottom. Don't get it twisted. We're still going to beat you in this race. However, you should know you started 10 miles ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? So you have no position to speak. And a lot of times people do. Like, they try to find all these reasons as to why, you didn't apply yourself. And it's like, bruh, you didn't have, this student didn't have any of the, just anything. They didn't have any of the tools that you had growing up. They didn't have any of the teachers, the mentors, the programs, the systems in place to get ahead the way that you did. Now that's no like excuse. Like, yo, get ahead. Like, we still gonna beat you in this race. Don't get it twisted. Like, we didn't know. Like, we're beating you. However, at least admit it. At least like be aware of the fact that like you're starting from the bottom is, you started after college. You had to get a job. Oh my God. Some of these kids in these underprivileged areas, we've been working since middle school and elementary school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, did I not have my first job when I was like 10 or 12? I'm like, people forget that. They think that just because it's 2024 and now kids are on social media and they all have cell phones and laptops, that our generation didn't start in the same place where we've been working since we were small. Right? We understand the concept of hard work, and that does not detract from our level of success. It just means that we have to work twice as hard, twice as fast, and twice as long in order to flush and just get to the same place that other people are. And that doesn't take away from our journey at all. It makes us a lot stronger. But it is the reality, right? There is that realization that I got here and I made it, and I didn't have a head start.
Absolutely.
And that should help. I don't know. I feel like that should boost people, but at the same time, it can also be very defeating.
Wait, why can it be defeating?
Just the process, because the process is so much more groveling almost. Like, you have so many more opportunities to stop. You have a lot more resistance, and that makes it tough to keep going. If you don't have that curious mindset, I think that's what allows you. Somebody asked me in my live yesterday, how do you stay motivated? How do you keep doing all of these things? And I said, I don't have a choice. And I don't have a choice because that's the decision that I have made. In my mind, I don't have a choice because I refuse to just randomly walk down the street one day or be on TikTok or be having a conversation and meet the future love of my life and then be ready to embark on this journey to have a husband and to be a mom and to care for my family, and then to just be ill-prepared. Like, I'm sorry, this is not the 1500s. I'm not expecting a white, like, knight in shining armor to come and swoop me off my feet and be like, hello, you're now the queen of lands, and we're going to do everything that you want, and you can have anything that you need, and all of the horses and caterers and butlers, anything that you love, have all of these things. Are you kidding me? It's 2024. Like, kick rocks. I have to do whatever I need to do, and then I can bring that to my husband. Right? Now we're just going to be a powerhouse together, as opposed to him having to carry the bulk of the weight.
Yo, first off, your British accent is top tier. Let's just let that be known. That's fire. But yeah, you're right. And that's also like a very awesome mentality, because I think that there are some people, both men and women, that still are waiting for someone to come and save them. Waiting for some sort of handout, waiting for some sort of like life-changing event before they can start living, not knowing that, yo, bro, you're living now, and it's your opportunity, it's your it's your job, you know what I'm saying, to set the pace for yourself. I can also tell, like, it's a very much so a high priority for you to, like, set yourself up right now in this season for this family that you hope to have, that you will have in the near future, isn't it?
It is. It is definitely a high priority. Because not only that, here's the thing. Even if you grew up and you didn't have a lot, which was the case, I was fortunate enough to be in a 2-parent household. And I didn't realize that we didn't have a lot because my parents didn't make me feel that way. But looking back on it, I realized we didn't have a lot. I also didn't ask for a lot as a child. I don't know if that's because I realized we didn't have a lot, or if I just didn't need a lot because we played outside, we did regular things that kids do, right? We didn't need a lot of things. We were just like, I'm gonna build a ship out of twigs, like, you know what I mean, as a child. And then you go do it. Now, I am focused on making sure that in this current economy and the way that life is right now, that I will have more than enough to provide for my children, because I do realize that times are different. And then also, I don't know what my husband will be doing, right? I don't know what his goals are going to be, and I don't know what time, money, or energy I'm going to need in order to help build him, right? And so I want to make sure that I have what I need in place, so that I'm not struggling to separate where my energy is being dispersed. I can give myself to my children and to my husband because I've taken the time to build things that I want in my life. If I have to put something on the back burner, it's okay, because the goal would be that my businesses or whatever I have going on can actually run on their own, while I then direct my energy towards building whatever my husband's goals are. And vice versa, hopefully.
Yo, I just want to say, for all the ambitious, motivated men in America, we commend you. We commend you highly, because I feel like the media would have us all believe that women really just want to take as much as they can from every man that they can at this moment, like Hot Girl Summer, Meg Thee Stallion. It depends on, apparently, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe Taylor Swift isn't talking about that, and maybe some people just listen to Taylor Swift. But, like, to hear a woman say anything with regard to building a man, to me, that's like, oh my goodness. Like, me and a bunch of other people would just melt. Like, you're just going to melt like butter anywhere for a woman that is capable of saying that to you, because 2 reasons. One, a lot of people are dealing with their own baggage. They don't really have time to deal with anybody else's. And the second reason is, like, I feel like a lot of women are programmed to say, yo, I'm ready for my man to take care of me and build me up. Like, what business do I have? A lot of women want to find a man who's already established, not just for the financial stability, but because they don't want to have to take the time to build this individual at all. They want it to become pre-built, so to hear a woman say that is just extraordinary, and it's just extraordinary. So I commend you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But it was in my spirit to also say, I think that perspective comes from a very limited belief system. Like, believing that, okay, if I get in a relationship with someone, that all of a sudden everything is merged. But how do I want to say this? I'm not usually stumbling over my words. This is so fascinating.
Hey.
An important topic. Don't get me wrong. I do want to feel the love and support and protection of my husband, right? So it's not like I don't want him to support me and to do those things. It's just that, like, I'm grown. I'm grown. I've been through my traumas. I've been through my healing. I know what I need, right? I don't need someone to do everything for me, because that takes away from what I bring to the table, right? I want to be able to bring something. I want us to be a powerhouse together. And when you have a powerhouse, it's because you're built on a strong foundation. That means that both people have to contribute to making sure that foundation is stable. And so for me, you alternate support, right? So me wanting to build my husband is because I believe in that statement that behind every great man is an amazing and incredible woman, right? That's my desire, is to be that Proverbs 31 woman, to be that woman who has her own business, who can support her husband and raise her children, do all of these wonderful things, and still have my own thing going on. Like, it doesn't take away from who I am, but it also doesn't mean that I expect him to go to work and just pay all of the bills. Now, if he wants to pay all the bills, I'm not gonna complain about it.
No one complains.
But
no one complains about that.
Yeah, I mean, I also want to contribute. Like, I have a wish list, a gift list actually. So I know you said like gifts aren't your thing, but what I do is I have a running list of people I care about. And when they mention something that they like or that they need, I add it to this list. So at any given point in time, if I want to gift something, it's something that's meaningful to them. It's not just like me giving them something random. For me, that is part of the relationship, right? So if you're loving and supporting me, I want to learn and love and support you and what you're doing, right? And sometimes that might mean that I am playing the role of a trophy wife or as a silent partner or as the person behind the scenes making sure I'm boosting your confidence. Whatever that role is, right? We figure that out together because that's the communication piece. If you're not communicating, then you have none of those things to begin with. So again, don't get me wrong, I'm all for if someone wants to come and be like, hey babe, I want to pour into you, I want to support you, you want to take you to the spa. I'm like, that's cool, I like to be spa'd up, that's cool. I have been paid for the spa myself, but I wouldn't mind being gifted a couple spa trips. Okay. But at the same time, you know, I want him to wake up and feel cared for. Like I want him to wake up and to look over at me and be like, this is my queen, this is my life, my light. This is the person who builds me. This is the person that when I go off and I have a rough day, I know who I'm coming home to. This is the person who motivates me. This is the person where if I have the straw that's going to break the camel's back, I will never be broken because I come home to this woman. Like that's the person that I desire to be. And because of that, I put things into motion so that I can always walk in that path.
Man, that's amazing. That's like a phenomenal like thought process to have. You know, I don't think I've come across too many women that are that dedicated to building themselves up in unison with being a helpmate for somebody. Like you said, I think you said Proverbs 31 what?
Yep, Proverbs 31 woman.
31 what?
All of 31.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was trying to all of it. Okay, yeah. Like I think that's incredible. So hold up. Some of the comments are saying. There was a question that popped up earlier, and Tahita asked, "What does it mean to build a man?" I don't know if she was asked because I feel like you were talking about helping build his like business and stuff like that, right? But you can answer that question if you feel inclined to. What does it mean to build a man to you?
Yeah. Hey, Oma. So what I mean when I say build a man is to bring them the components of life that they would otherwise be missing. You know, there's the Freudian concept that, you know, a woman looks for a man who resembles her father, assuming they had a good relationship. And vice versa. A man looks for a woman who resembles his mom, right? So there is a natural nurturing component, like that building component that you bring to a relationship that a man actually requires of a woman, right? Like men can do things without having a woman provide this level of support. However, men flourish when you are able to bring them this type of stability where they can go to work and they know that they have a certain type of woman at home, right? And so when I say build a man, I mean build his confidence, build his respect, build his rapport with other people. Like when you're in public, you are a team. That means the way that you behave, the things that you say, the way that you interact, the way that you network can either be growth building for your relationship and for your businesses, or it could be detrimental. Your responsibility as a partner, right? Because this is a partnership, is to then build your partner, right? And so that's what I say when I say build a man. I mean support him mentally, emotionally, right? Sometimes financially and physically. Again, the role reversal is completely contingent upon communication. Sade, hey, I'm glad you're gonna stay. Yeah, so that's what I mean when I say build a man, because it's not like a woman actually physically builds a man. Like that's his responsibility. It's his responsibility to address his own traumas. It's his responsibility to deal with childhood PTSD. It's his responsibility to figure out what he wants to do financially. But your role as a woman can be as a muse. It can be to help birth a new idea. It can be to help birth a new perspective. It can be to help birth a new mindset. Like you have an amazing capacity as a woman to shift the vibrational frequency in a relationship if a man is open to it. Now, as long as he's open to receiving that, then you two can move forward. Now, the problem becomes when you have a man and he's so blocked that he can't receive the love and support that you even give him. In which case, it's like knocking on a cement wall. Like, you're not going anywhere with that. You can give, and you're just going to give yourself away into exhaustion. But when a man is open to receiving that, then the more you feed him that, the more you pour into his cup, the more he has to pour into yours. And so it's that, again, it's the submitting to each other in the relationship. And a lot of times that gets lost in translation, especially because of societal norms right now. The man isn't meant to submit to the woman, but that's actually not true at all. The man submits to the woman submits to the man treats the woman's body as his own, the woman treats the man's body as her own. That's all biblical references. And this has been since the beginning of time. And so to take that out of a relationship and all of a sudden make it one-sided just doesn't make any sense. So that's where I am on that.
Yo, hold on, wait a minute. Fire. Yo, you first off, you dropping bar after 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 bar. That's amazing. I wanted to ask you though, like, with this mindset that you have right now, how has dating been for you? Wait, are you still there? Oh, she might have tapped out. Wait.
No, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. How has I mean, I don't know if you date at all. I don't know if you're just like completely to yourself. But I wanted to ask, like, with this type of mindset, because it seems like, I feel like any man, you know, with a brain would say, yo, this feels like the perfect woman. This seems like the perfect woman. How has dating been for you with this mindset, coming out into the world with this mindset? Or have you come out into the world with this mindset yet and had these conversations with men?
Yeah, so it's interesting because my approach is kind of like a stepwise function. So I realize that I have a lot to bring to the table, and it can really honestly go either way very quickly. So I can either be this wonderful angelic muse, you know, this goddess that men love and desire and covet, or I could be intimidating and I could scare people off before we even have a real conversation about it. And that is the biggest struggle for me, is getting to a point in the relationship where you can have authentic conversations. I am not the type of person where, well, actually, I take it back. When it's for teaching purposes, like here, I'm very open, as you guys can tell. You know, like I tell a lot of my personal information to some extent. But in a romantic relationship, if you want to tap into me emotionally, I have to trust that the information that I give you is going to stay within our relationship. And so until I feel like that is okay, we'll never get to this conversation. So for me in dating, I have found that the people that I've had this conversation with, they're one, either inconsistent, and then that's a no-go for me. That's one of the very few things that are non-negotiable, is like your consistency. We have to communicate consistently. That's my number one requirement. Other than that, I have found that when I do ask people questions, a lot of times people don't know how to respond to it. You know, because I'll ask guys, what's your 5 to 10 year plan? Not for any other reason than I want to know if our goals line up, right? If you don't want to have kids, I kind of need to know that. If you don't want to travel, I kind of need to know that. You know, if you don't plan to have your own business ever, I kind of need to know that, because I want to create a family legacy, which means I can't have both of us working a 9-to-5 job and not putting money into something that actually is just for the family. Like, we can't just go building other people's dreams. We have to have our own. And I'm willing to work to the bone to make that happen, but I need to know that that person's going to grind with me. And so I've had conversations with a couple of guys. And because of my healing journey, I have boundaries, and I will cut people off. And I'll just be like, this isn't working because you have not met this basic need of mine. And I'll let them know. You know, I can't meet your needs if you can't meet my needs. That's just not a good exchange of energy. And energy is neither created nor destroyed. It is transferred, right? If there's no transfer of energy, then I'm wasting my time. I've also had the extreme opposite, where I've had this conversation with people. This one's funny. I actually had a guy message me, and I said, what are your 5 to 10 year goals? And I kid you not, his answer looked like it came from ChatGPT. And I was like, try again. I was like, sorry, bro. You told me nothing. I said, I love the book report. However, it doesn't tell me anything about the life you want to live. Like, I can't tell who you are as a person from this. It's so generic. I mean, basically he said, oh, I want to work on, my 5-year plan is to work on debt reduction and to research properties to invest. And I'm like, great, that sounds really boring and basic. No offense, but isn't everybody trying to get rid? Like, who in their right mind isn't trying to reduce debt? Like, that just seems very basic, I'm like, okay, cool. Oh, hey, Devin.
What's up, Devin? Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, book report. No, facts. And then what was even funnier is that the lack of maturity in conversation. So what happened was with this guy, he messaged me, and I didn't see the message for about 4 days. And then I responded back, at which time he had already messaged me, I'm going to block you. All your messages are going to automatic delete. And I'm like, you're supposed to be a grown man with a company. You're a CEO. You are the most immature adult I have probably had a conversation with in a long time. And I can't imagine wanting to pursue a relationship with someone who can't even carry on basic communication, right? We're not in a place where I'm obligated to speak to you every day because we haven't even initiated that part of the relationship, right? We're just in the data collecting phase. That's what I like to call it, the data collecting phase, right? You haven't told me anything about you. So we're not there yet. You can't be mad if I didn't see your message for 4 days. I had a guy message me once in November. I didn't see his messages until January. And after I saw him in January, I gave him my phone number because I said, I'm not going to catch your messages because he messaged me on social media. And I said, just take my number. And then we started talking that particular time and we continued to talk. And the difference in the two experiences was the maturity. Like, he didn't get upset that I hadn't seen. I told him, I was like, oh my God, I didn't see your message. Like, I'm sorry, I've been off of Instagram. I haven't checked my messages. I've been traveling. I was overseas. I'm so sorry.
This was the same guy?
Different guy.
Okay.
Different guy. Mm-hmm. Right. And so that, that relationship proceeded to move forward because there was maturity in conversation versus the second guy where he was irritated and childish after, rather than just saying, hey, you must be really busy, let me know when's a better time to talk. That was never a conversation. It was just like, oh, yes, I'm going to just delete all of your messages. They're going on. I'm like, what are we, 7? Like,
yeah, you dodged the bullet.
I can't deal with that.
You dodged the bullet with that guy. That shit sounds like that's an immense insecurity. He felt unseen and he wanted to retaliate immediately. So it's like, yo, bro,
immediately.
That's crazy, bro. You gotta chill out. Wow.
Right, 100%. So there are those people that I just don't understand sometimes, but it is interesting. What I will say though, I know the main question was, have I used this in the dating world? Yes. Mm-hmm. And what I like is that it allows me to create boundaries so I'm not wasting my time. I believe in giving people chances, and it doesn't matter if you have multiple degrees or no degrees, or if you're have perfect mental health, or if you are dealing with mental health issues. If you're communicative, I'm willing to see what life you want to live. Right? I will give you that opportunity. But when you mess up, we're done. Like, we are done.
Your cutoff game is pretty strong, huh? Like,
yeah. I am easy to entertain. I'm hard to keep.
Oh, wait, does that have something to do with your sign? I feel like someone told me there's a sign thing for that. What's your sign? Aquarius? Maybe. Yeah. I don't know about signs. I don't know. I was hoping that maybe you knew about that thing when it comes up, but I've just heard that before. Yeah, I've heard that. I have heard that, like, yo, how did you even word it? You said, what is it? Easy to entertain.
I'm easy to entertain. I'm hard to keep.
Wow. And why is that? Yeah. Just because of your, like, expectations of yourself? Just because of, like, your integrity, like what you put onto yourself? Like, that's why you're hard, because you have a certain viewpoint of life. You have a certain objective that you want to get to. So it's like, yo, we can have this conversation, but if the second I realize that you can't, by virtue of yourself, be a part of my plan, my goal, my objectives, you're going to distance yourself? Is that it? Or is it more so like, no, I just easily get bored with people?
So I do easily get bored. However, I won't stop talking to someone just because I'm bored, because for me, boredom could be lack of communication, or it could be miscommunication. It could be time, it could be a season, right? I am compromising. Like, I have an incredible ability to compromise, but again, that comes with communication. So for me, if you communicate something, I'm very willing to work with you. Now, that is typically where people fall short for me, is communication and consistency, and having words that align with your actions. So if your words and your actions aren't in alignment, you will not keep me. If your words and actions are in alignment, even if they're not, like, if you don't consistently do both, but they're always in alignment, you could keep me. So that is the one thing. It's like, I have realized at this point in time that as long as we communicate and there's some form of understanding, you'll keep me longer. But if you can't communicate, I'll just lose interest, and we just won't be on the same page because we're not communicating. So for me, that's a really, really big deal. I am curious because, again, I am in the season where I'm ready. Like, I'm ready. If I meet the right person, I could be married and have kids, like, by the end of the year, real talk. I'm in that place. However, I will not do that with the wrong person. And that's the thing for me. And that's why you won't keep me if I think you're the wrong person. And if you think you're the right person, then you should probably fight for it, because, again, that's no longer on me once we're in that type of a situation.
Right. Based on, like, hearing, like, the reason why I asked a question about, like, how your approach has been in the dating world is, I'm like, I can easily see how somebody can get easily, like, super enamored with you and your approach and your viewpoint. Like, oh man, this is amazing. This seems like the perfect life partner. But at the same time, I can also see how certain men that are unprepared for your level of accountability and healing and shadow work can easily shy away from it, and it's gonna present itself as, like, intimidation. Like, oh my gosh, you know, she wants all these things, and it's like, yeah, she wants these things because she's done the work and she knows what it is that she wants. You know what I'm saying? She's not one of these women that are trying to figure herself out. She's not gonna figure herself out with you. So I can see how some men will find it. Oh, this is super, like, enchanting and endearing, and it seems like somebody's ready to run the race. All right, let's go. Let's see if we can run this race. And then I can see how some other guys might shrink away from that challenge, because it's going to be a challenge. Like, it sounds like a majority of what you're talking about is just straight up accountability. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be accountable for me, you be accountable for you, and then let's find a way to be accountable to each other and build something that we can both be proud of. You know, am I on it? Hey, Lady J, appreciate you.
No, that's exactly it. But that's the thing. Most people aren't accountable. Like, most people don't even brush their teeth every single day, you know? So, thanks, Lady J.
Really? Appreciate you, Lady J. Brushing your teeth?
You
I know some people don't, like, make their bed every day, but people brush their teeth, right?
No. Not everyone brushes their teeth. You know, like, maybe you brush your teeth in the morning or at night, but there are people who just don't brush their teeth every day. And I'm like, if you can't bathe or brush your teeth every day, everybody skipped a shower every once in a while, I imagine. Or at least, admittingly. Well, I have now publicly admitted that I have skipped a shower or two. But, Yo. But I'm also military, so, cut me some slack.
There you go.
But yeah, people are not consistent. Think about just people going to the gym. Like, they don't stay committed to something even though they know it's good for them. And so I say that because at the end of the day, I am in a place now where I know that I am good for someone, right? I'm good for someone, and I want to be able to live out that life where I get to be good for someone. Like, that's my greatest desire, is to wake up and to know that I am not only the love of someone's life, but, like, I am good for them. I am good. I am a good wife. I am a good mom. I am a good person. I am a good CEO. I'm a good business owner. Like, I'm a good philanthropist. Like, I just want to know that my efforts are meaningful, right? That I'm creating positive global impact. And to have someone interested in me who isn't on board with that is just, like, it doesn't work for me. So that's why a lot of times things will start, but they won't finish.
I love that. Like, in terms of, like, I tell people that sometimes too, man. Like, yo, what's your level of completion? Like, are you at a 10 or are you at, like, much lower? Because I found that, like, a lot of the problems, we were just talking about this, I want to say either yesterday or a few days ago, consistency. Like, the reason why I'm going live at 10 a.m. Even though sometimes I might get up on here a little late. Even today I was a little late because I was trying to eat breakfast and do the live at the same time. But I've been on here. This is like the 40th episode, I think. I think this is like 40 lives straight. We haven't missed a day yet. Even if we went later in the day, 40 lives Monday through Friday straight. And same thing with like going to the gym. You know, like I'm not doing these things because they're just automatically beneficial, even though they are. I'm doing them because internally I want to build consistency within myself. I realized that a lot of the struggles I faced as a child was due to my parents' lack of consistency. You know, they didn't have that systematic approach to either paying bills or bringing money or whatever the case may be. And so I see that a lot of the hardships that we face was just straight up due to lack of consistency. So that's why I'm in the gym Monday through Friday. I'm not going to miss a day. And if I do miss a day, it drives me crazy and it makes me feel like I'm regressing. So I don't care what I have to do. If I can't make it to the gym, I'm going to do the exercise outside or inside, whatever the case may be. But I'm going to get it done because once you build that level of consistency, it becomes like a silent promise that you make to yourself. And to break that kind of promise, like people have broken promises to yourself. Everybody has New Year's resolutions that they just didn't resolve. Like everybody has that. But when you make a certain type of promise to yourself, there's things that just won't happen. And even if it does, it'll drive you insane to the point where you have to like fix it, you know? And everybody has those like little idiosyncrasies or like quirks in their personality. It's like, yo, there's this thing that I absolutely will do no matter what. And there's this thing over here that I absolutely will not do no matter what. And at any point in time, if those things cross, you lose your mind. So it's like when you build consistency with something that's like productive for you and you put it on that side of like, this is something that I absolutely got to do. And at any point in time, it goes into the, I absolutely have to do this, but it drifts into the, I didn't do it side of the day, you lose your mind. And there's a level of pain and hatred that you'll feel for yourself that is otherworldly. And so it's really good, man. Like you get to a really good space and a really good station, but it does require accountability and responsibility. It does require that sense of saying, yo, bro, I'm doing this because I want to be disciplined and I want to have consistency. Because if I want any things that I want in my life, no matter what they are, they're going to require consistency and discipline. You feel me? And that's shit that people don't want to hear, but it's the facts, bro. Like you're going to have it. You know, you're going to have it at some point. And it's up to you. So, yeah.
Oh my God, that is so beautifully expressed, honestly. And I felt that exact way this morning because I got up and my jaw hurt for some reason. I was like, what is going on? And I didn't feel like doing my morning workout. Now I'm committed to working out 6 days a week right now because I'm want to get back into shape and I don't like not being in shape. It really bugs me. And then I also have a competition coming up. So I'm trying to make sure I'm competition ready. And I did not feel like doing my workout. I was like, whatever, I'll just put on my workout clothes and then I'll do my workout in the middle of the day, right? As like an afternoon pick-me-up. And then I was like, I already know. I'm going to get started. I'm going to get sucked into doing some work and then I'm not going to do my workout and then I'm going to have to go to class tonight, this, that, and the other. And I was like, you know what? Let me just go do it. Oh yeah, also my shoulder was hurting this morning. I don't know what I did. Probably when I was doing pull-ups yesterday, but because I'm up to 5 now. I'm very proud of myself.
Congrats. Hold up. Hey. That's 5.
So my shoulder's feeling a little sore and I was like, all right, maybe I won't do pull-ups today. But I went ahead and I did forward planks, side planks, squats, jumping jacks, Russian twists, couple boxing moves. And when I say a couple, I mean like 4 punches. I'm not gonna lie. But I did do everything else besides the pull-ups and the push-ups just because I'm doing some shoulder maintenance right now. But I felt terrible. Like I was just feeling like, oh, this day is not starting off right because I wasn't doing my workout. And you're right, there's this level of like self-hatred. You're like, I'm a terrible person. I can't do anything. I can't even be consistent with myself. Oh! But instead, I was like, you know what? Even if it's a shorter workout than normal, at least I can stick to my commitment. And that is what I did. Mm-hmm. So I felt a lot better. That's why I was just getting out of the shower when I saw you on the live. I was like, I actually was listening with my AirPods in the shower. And I was like, I don't want to miss Hoodie's live this morning. So
appreciate that. I appreciate that. Cool. Hey. Nah, man. I know that feeling all too well. And yeah, sometimes you just got to do like something small. Sometimes that small activity will heal that little problem for you. Like even if it's like, I didn't make it to the gym, but let me do these small workouts. It still adds up in the end because you still did what you said. And like, I heard somebody one time say, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So I was like, okay, maybe I didn't
my boss says that all the time.
What'd you say?
My boss says that all the time.
And it's like, I think it's facts. I don't know how everybody else thinks about that, but when I heard that statement, I was like, yo, that sounds like facts. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So it's like, the way you eat a Snickers bar is probably the same way you're gonna eat a Reese's. If you finish this thing in a day, you're probably gonna finish that one. Like the same way you binge watch, Gossip Girl is probably the same way you binge watch, Sex in the City. Like it's all the same thing. So it's like, if you build that kind of level of consistency inside of yourself, to where it's like, even if I don't make it to the gym or make it to just do the full exercise, at least I got some done. It's like, yo, how does that look in the rest of your life? Even when it comes to a potential business. Like, yo, maybe I had a big project, maybe I missed that deadline, but at least I got this done to where I can retain the client. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to doing nothing. Maybe I was accountable and said, hey, look, certain materials didn't come in on time. I got this done, but I didn't get this done. I'm working on getting it done. Hopefully, apologize for this, and hopefully I can make it up to you in the near future. And they might just really respect that. Like if the gym could speak, or if your muscles could speak, and they're like, yo, you made me a promise to be here and show up for me every day and fire me in the morning, activate me in the morning every day so I don't fall into muscle atrophy. You made me a promise. So anytime you go through your day, you miss it. Imagine if your muscles had the ability to communicate with you like, yo, you left me hanging this morning, right? And it's like, oh, well, da-da-da. And it's the same level of accountability. Like, yo, I'm going to be accountable to the promise that I made to myself. The same one be accountable to the promise I made to my landlord. The same one be accountable to the promise I made to the financing company that I got my car through, and the same one be accountable to my friends, family, and anything else that's important to me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I heard Letitia asked a question a while ago, and I wanted to get to it because I liked it. She says, why do you think we as a people struggle so much with consistency?
Well,
Jason Smile said, oh, they do. Muscles talk for sure. Let me see.
That's a good question. And How to Eat by Elijah Muhammad. Oh, I'm gonna screenshot that so I think a lot of it is the ever-growing desire for immediate gratification. Like, I think that impedes a lot of people's consistency because they have to constantly choose between being consistent and then doing what they want to do in that moment. And that's kind of where society's put us right now. So it's intense mindset training to keep yourself consistent, because I think as a species, we're just really bad at it.
Consistency?
Yeah.
Man, it's so funny, man, because like, humans, we might be bad at consistency, but we live in a natural world that is not half as bad at consistency as we are. Like, the tree is going to do what the tree is going to do. You know what I'm saying? The bees are going to do what they do. The wind is going to do what it does. The waves are going to crash. You don't got to wait for it. So it's like,
Ants are still go where they're going.
Everything in nature is still moving on its own clock and at its own temperament. It's like, why are we inconsistent at that point? Is it because we're doing things that are unnatural? You know what I'm saying? What would happen if we just aligned ourselves to this natural clock instead of this unnatural space? Will we like fall out of society and become hippies? Or will we have like, will we enter this rhythm of like, nah, everything in my life is getting done in a certain kind of way because I'm in a rhythm. I'm in a certain kind of flow. I'm doing things that are like natural, and it's coming much easier to me because I heard somebody say a long time ago, the grass doesn't strain itself to grow. So like, why does that? Like it just doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's interesting, super interesting to me.
Yeah.
Let me see. Letitia, some of these comments are going crazy.
I have clothes on now.
Hey, what's up? We have clothes on. Yeah. All right, Letitia says, therefore, consistency may be less of a challenge. I'm sorry, I missed a bunch of comments. But Letitia said, therefore, consistency may be less of a challenge. I know for myself, I can be a bit of a perfectionist, and sometimes that makes me procrastinate. Yo.
Yeah, facts.
That happens. I have friends that are perfectionists, and they procrastinate immensely. And I find that, like, perfection, I heard someone say this one time, perfection is the biggest enemy to progress. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be started. It has to get done. It doesn't have to be beautiful, amazing, A1, top tier. It just has to be initiated. It has to get going, you know? And sometimes people forget that.
So you know how I get over that most days? I was listening to Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi talk, and had a female guest speaker whose name I cannot remember, but she said she was trying to move her business forward and she wanted everything to be right, before she did the launch. And then she realized, I just need to do it. Mm-hmm. So she said, do it scared, do it ugly. Just do it.
Ooh.
And that's what I think when I feel myself in progress paralysis because of perfectionism, I remind myself, just do it. Do it scared, do it ugly. That's actually why I started going live on TikTok, because I was like, I don't know what to talk about. All my stuff isn't set up. The emotes, or I don't even know what they call them. The characters that you have that you can get for subscriptions. I was like, I don't know how to set any of this stuff up. Mm-hmm. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to go live. And I've been consistently going live for now 2 months and two days. And so
fire.
That's what I do. Just do it scared, do it ugly. Just do it.
Yo, do it scared and do it ugly. Like, I definitely have a quote that says, like, do it afraid, but I didn't have do it ugly before. I'm going to add it. Do it scared and do it ugly. It's so true. It's so true. A lot of people, I think that's what they're so scared of. Somebody made a comment a little while ago. They was like, oh, you have beautiful hair. And I was like, thank you. But this beautiful hair came with a bunch of, like, really ugly phases. Like, it was this small and then this small and then this small and this small and this small. And I'm like, man, I was committed to the way that it would eventually look. Appreciate you, Letitia. Thank you. I was committed to the way that it would eventually look. So I was willing to go through the ugly phases. And it's the same thing with, like, anything else you want in life, whether it's like a family, a relationship, exercise, success in business. It's like, yo, if you're committed to what it's going to eventually look like, you're going to be willing to go through those ugly phases, man. Don't let the ugliness of the beginning, like, throw you off. Like, it'll change, you know what I'm saying? But, like, do it ugly. I like that. I really like do it scared, do it ugly. For sure. That's a bar.
Yeah, I absolutely. And speaking of your hair, I actually need to go to the barbershop. So I'm about to go right now to go get my designs fitted.
Wait. You go to a barbershop, your hair's cut? I can't see it.
Yeah. So I'm shaved over.
Hey, okay.
So I keep it this way because it keeps the diversity for when I audition. Mm-hmm. So if I have it up, I can do like, a retro biker chick, unique hairstyle. I can put designs in it. But if I keep it down, I look like I have a full head of hair and you can't tell. Yeah. So I can do all the traditional roles. Yeah, so I keep it like this so that I can audition for more roles.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's a great idea. I like it.
And it's too much hair to have my whole head of hair because that's for the birds. I don't have time for that.
That's for the birds. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Hannah said, I live by this Bible verse, my favorite. What's the Bible verse?
Yeah, I wanted to know that too.
Oh, boom. I think it is, I was young and now I'm old, yet I have never seen the righteous forsaken, nor begging for bread. Psalm 37. I was young.
Yeah. There's another one too about being young, and it's like, do not let your people deny you because of your age. Something that's paraphrased incredibly, but there is a scripture that says, basically the whole premises of that scripture is to say, like, different people have different levels of experience and intellect, but you should not be written off, right, because of what people think you are. Like, if you're the expert, you just go in there and you do it and kick rocks to everybody else.
Thank you, Letitia.
Hey, Boo Queen.
Appreciate you, Letitia. Welcome to the... Oh, wait, you've been in here. Welcome, Boo Queen. What's up? Yeah, appreciate you, Letitia. Thank you.
Yeah, Letitia, you're awesome. Let me follow you, girl.
E.T. just hit me with a time check. You're right, E.T. I do have the time check. I think I'm going to put like another 5 minutes in, E.T. I'm supposed to jump off. I appreciate you, man. I really got some dope accountability partners up in here, man. Shout out to Devin and E.T. You guys are really the best, man, for real.
Well, since you have 5 minutes, I'm going to let you close out your live. I'm sure the people want to see just you. But it was so nice to chat with you, as always. And I'll be live tonight, so if you happen to be around 9 or 10 p.m. once I get out of class, then definitely jump on. 9 p.m. you're going live? If I'm out of class, if I'm not on at 9 sharp, I'll be on at 10.
Okay, so yeah, everybody, let's jump inside of Jasmine Majors live tonight at 10 p.m. because we love and we appreciate her vibes. She got the coolest and the dopest mindset. And yeah, I do want to tap in again with you. So I appreciate you for jumping up in here. And everybody, if you're not already following Jasmine, y'all make sure to follow her, man, for sure. Pull up on her, and then we all gonna pull up on her tonight at 10 o'clock, for sure.
Thanks, Boo Queen. Hannah, I'm gonna follow you back. Thank you so much. You guys have what is it, Thursday? Have a fabulous, thriving Thursday. May you be filled with peace, love, prosperity, protection, and may the world be rigged in your favor.
Hey, I love it. That's the way to do it.
Thank you so much, King. I'll see you later.
Peace, Jasmine. Be safe. Appreciate you. Yo,
Bye.
I love it. All right, let's see. Devin, you the best, Hoodie. Appreciate you, Devin. Hey, nice to meet you, Miss Jasmine. Yeah, y'all make sure to follow Jasmine, man. Jasmine Major, she is the truth, man. I always love her her commentary, man. She has a really awesome way to just like get that vibe out, man. And I appreciate it. I want to say E.T. might have brought Jasmine to the live, so I appreciate you guys. Ooh, Queen. 30, flirty, and thriving. Jared, when I seen y'all two in the live stream together, I knew it was going to be fire. Yo, man, look. Jasmine got them bars, man. She dropping that game. And everything she was saying about being like a good helpmate, like to a man, that's top tier, man. Like, you cannot beat that level of like devotion. That's what it takes. And I've been telling people this since I was live streaming on the last platform. It's like, yo, a lot of women have no idea how much power they have when it comes to their man in a relationship. Like, you'll be surprised at what a man becomes if you believe in him. If you believe in a man and you like put that work on him, you'll be surprised. Now, I have to also give a disclaimer. That's not for every man. Sometimes you might have rushed into a relationship, or you might have just been like co-signed or whatever into a relationship. Sometimes the person you invest in may not be the right person. So I'm saying that with like a grain of salt, because sometimes we have women who have already done that. Like, I've invested in my man. I remember Jasmine, the first time she jumped in the live, she told a story about how she helped her man's business get to like 130K, and he gave her like $600. You know what I'm saying? That's her story and her right to tell it. But I remember her saying that on the live, and I remembered that, and I was like, that's wild. That's super crazy. But I said it to say it may not be for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not for every man. Myra, right? I'm not gonna sit and say every man, but like, if you made your choice wisely, and if you know who you're dealing with, and if the man that you got is ambitious, wants things in life, is going places, you'd be surprised. Some men just really need like some just love and support. Somebody to be like, yo, no matter what the day, you know, may treat you, or how the day may treat you, or what the day may bring to you, I believe in you. I got your back, whatever the case may be. We're gonna plan this out together. We're gonna do this together. And it's like, man, that's extraordinary. You'd be surprised, man. You'll be like super surprised. But then again, I'm also saying that biasly, because as we were saying earlier, my love language is words of affirmation. So I could just be speaking for myself, man. But I feel like I've just seen it. And the phrase, behind every great man is a great woman, I think it is. It's like, yo, bro, this is facts. Like, you'll be surprised at what you can do, or what your man can become, if you just rain down some of that belief and some of that support on him, you know? Let's see. I have an appointment to get ready for. Have a wonderful day, Miss Liddy. Peace, Hannah. Have a good day. Letitia, appreciate you, Letitia. I'm going to watch the repost. I've been waiting to see you and Jasmine in action. No, straight up. Jasmine is fire, boo queen. Straight up. Myra says, definitely not for every man. Devin says, Tahita, thank you for the roses. Devin Thomas says, my ex told me I saved him from the streets, but I told him it wasn't me. It was all Jesus Christ. That's fire. Has to be a man that understands it, Chasing Smiles. Has to be a man that understands it, not just take. Yeah, that's very true. It does have to be a man who understands it. Devin says, his mom and friends said, I don't know what you did to him, but he different now. I just prayed. Man, that's what's up. Boo Queen, building a partner up is a lot like having a child with them. You won't know the outcome until it happens. Never wait and do paperwork on the back end. Nah, man, look, it's real, bro. Like, you'll be surprised. And vice versa. Like, a lot of men don't understand how powerful their woman can become until she's faced with that, like, either like a serious opposition or just serious belief and support on the back end. Yo, you got an idea? I'm all in with you. I believe in you. If you need my help, I'm there. Whatever we got to do, we're going to go outside and we're going to do it. It ain't nothing. Let's make it work. You feel me? We want to be a power couple. We want to be a team. I want to help you and I want you to help me. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I highly agree with those statements. A lot of what Jasmine was saying, I highly like appreciated hearing it. As a man, it gave me hope. It's like, okay, cool. There are women out here that believe in building themselves up, but at the same time being there for their partner. And I'm like, man, because that's what I think most women want from a man. You feel me? Like, I think most women want a man who is hustling, building himself up, growing himself, expanding, and expanding his influence in the world. But at the same time, a man that's willing to pour back into you, like, oh, babe, you look great, babe. You want to go to the gym together? Let's go to the gym. Or you want to get your nails done? I got you. You got an idea you want to pursue? Let me help you pursue it. Like, everybody wants that. Everybody wants these things. So if we can become the people that, instead of just taking these things or praying for these things from the universe, if we become the kind of people that provide that thing, what will happen? The greatest time, my last relationship, the greatest times that I remember having, like in recent years, the greatest time that I remember having was a season like we were in an argument. We didn't talk to each other for a month. And then I flew to LA to help her like move from one apartment to another. And when I flew to LA, she had already essentially kind of broken up with me via text message the month prior. And then we didn't talk for a month. And so I'm like, all right, whatever. So when I got there, I didn't have no lovey-dovey expectations in my brain. I said, I'm going to come here. I'm going to be of service. And that's it. That's all I was thinking of. What would happen if I don't have any expectations of any romance with you whatsoever? Text. Yeah, text. It was like, I'm over this. I'm over you. Have a good life. Or some shit like, have a good life. And it was very definitive what she said. And I was like, okay. In my mind, I was like, I'm not even going to fight this text message. I'm going to let this text be what the text is. I'm just going to leave what you wrote here to be the last thing in our conversation. Cool. I'm going to leave that there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to touch it. And then a month later, her dad called me like, yo, she needs help moving. And I'm like, okay. He said, yeah, are you going to fly out there to go help her? I'm like, yeah, I'll fly out there to go help her. And then as soon as I got the phone with him, she called me. Hey, what's up? So you coming out here? And I'm like, oh, okay. This is a concerted effort. Okay, yeah, I'm going to come and I'll do everything. Don't worry about it. And so my mindset wasn't on no kind of reconciliation. I'm like, oh, look, babe, I know you didn't mean what you said through the text messages. I know your love language is acts of service. So, of course, me coming out here and moving this stuff is going, and of course, I'm just going to dismiss what you said in the text. It wasn't none of that extra shit. I just landed. I'm like, you know what, bro? I came here to do something, so I'm going to just do that. I'm going to do that, and that's it. But the vibes were amazing. The vibes were really good that time. And I can honestly say that was the last window of like a great moment I remember having with her. It was like, yo, this is a great moment. Because the week that I was there and I was just helping her do this and do that, it was just, because my mindset was just service. My mindset was, I'm here. My vibes is regular. Where I'm smiling, I'm having fun. I'm not giving you no cold shoulder, no attitude. I'm just gonna be here and I'm gonna be very blank. Like in terms of I'm not gonna have any expectations for no romance, no kissing, no hugging, no holding hands, no like superior relationship vibe. I'm just here to help do what I said I was gonna help you do. And that's what I did. But then like her response to me was very loving and caring, and you know what I'm saying? Like she was checking on me periodically and she got me food, and you know what I'm saying? And she was like real, like, I brought her food from Miami. I went to her favorite restaurant in Miami and I brought food on the plane out there. I thought that was going to be a nice gesture too, I'm just, just me being romantic. You feel what I'm talking about? But after I gave her the food and, it was whatever, but she was real, I felt like she was real attentive to me. I'm like, this is the most attentive I've ever seen you be in my life. Like I've never seen her this attentive. Yo, how you doing? How you feeling? You okay? You cool? You this, you that? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm chilling. Tomorrow morning we're going to start the move. It's cool. But like, she was very attentive and her vibes was good. And I was like, okay, cool. Making it work. And that's just what it was. But I'm only saying that to say that was like the best moment, you know what I'm saying, that we had. She realized she was really about to lose you. Maybe. I flew out there to help her move it. So I don't know if she thought she lost me or if she thought she had me, whatever it is. I know that we didn't talk for a month because of a text she sent me. And so, her daddy called me and then she called me right after, and I ain't talked to you in a month. Like, yeah, so you coming out? And I'm like, oh, so y'all talking about how I'm coming out there? Yeah, I'm gonna come out there. And I just remember the vibes was good. I remember that whole week was just a good week, and I remember looking back on it, like, man, that was a great time. And my mindset was just on service. So now the way I walk into the world is like, man, what would happen if my mindset is just on service? You know what I'm saying? If my mindset is just geared to service. Like, if I'm in a relationship with you, and my mindset is just, let me see how well I can serve you. You know what I'm saying? Not like I'm a servant. I ain't no damn pushover. Like, yo, you could get the fuck out of here. But the reality is, like, what if I'm just really about service? Like, not slavery. I just mean service. Like, okay, she need me to do something. Let me just go and do it. That obviously need to be done. Let me go and obviously do that. Every time I landed in LA, I washed her car. That was the first thing I would do. She knew that shit too. She knew, yo, soon as you land in Los Angeles, the crib might get cleaner. The car is absolutely getting clean. I'm cleaning your car because she just did not like washing her car. So as soon as I landed in LA, she's picking me up in this dusty car. That's a nice car, but it's just dusty. I'm like, yo, we leave the airport, we're going straight to the gas station where I'm washing this car immediately, bruh. It's like she was waiting for me to come to do that shit. Like, I'm washing this shit immediately, and ain't no way about it. And so I'm organizing things. I'm just kind of organized, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of tell my crib, but I'm just kind of organized. You feel me? But yeah, just service. That was the real theme that I was getting across. Like, yo, just service, bro. Like, what would happen if I was like this? So the last best time I remember like us having a really, really good moment was me being in LA helping her move. And it was just me being of service. Everybody know they could reach out to me to move some shit too, because I was actually a mover. So like when you ask me to come and move your shit, I'm gonna move it properly. Like, I'm gonna do the Tetris in the truck. I'm gonna get it popping because I was a mover. So yeah, like I just helped her, and I know I helped her. I was able to move everything in her crib, and it was cool. And then she was so, after that, she was so like considerate to me. I was like, oh, the vibes is good. And I feel like that's one of the things that always brought me back was like, yeah, the vibes might be BS right now, and then we go through some, and then eventually it gets better. And then, you know, we would always have those moments where her vibe was really good, but I felt like I never knew, bro. I felt like it was like, I felt like she was always so ready to be mad at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you so ready to be mad at a nigga, like, at all times. And it's sad because I know a lot of times you're not even really mad at me, but why do I even have to do that extra work? Like, in my brain, I know you're mad at something else in society. You're mad at something or someone else, but you're taking it out on me. And then I have to explain that to you. Yo, you know I'm not your enemy, right? You know I'm not the one, you know I'm not the one who just did that to you, right? Oh, well, you know, but you always doing this and that, and that's contributing to why you're upset today. Like, that thing, come on, bro. Like, a little bit of accountability. You're mad at that, and you know you're mad at that. You was mad at that when that happened, you know, and that was the reason why you was mad then. That's not the reason why you're mad today. I'm just in front of you, so you're using that to make it be mad at, like, cut the shit. Like, let's be real. If there's one thing I know how to do is I know how to get to the source material. If there's one thing I know how to do, like, I could give you a quote right now, and it's from Earl Nightingale, and I know exactly where it's from because I remember where I got it from. And also, looking at you, I know exactly where you got this bullshit from. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Cut it out. So, yeah. Hold up now. There's a lot of comments. She do you feel like space and time can bring y'all back together? I can tell you love her. I do love her. I absolutely love her. And I felt like she was my soulmate, but at the same time, if she was my soulmate, and this is the treatment that I got in the physical world, I don't know if I need a soulmate. You know what I'm saying? Because now I don't need to ask for a soulmate no more. Now I ask for a life partner. Like, you could be my soulmate, but if you're my soulmate and you're not handling your shit, you're not handling your traumas, then what's going to happen in the life that we're living? You know what I'm saying? So now I'm like, I don't really care for a soulmate. I care more about a life partner. When I get to being just a soul, I'll worry about a soulmate. But right now I'm in life and I got to do life properly. So now I'm more concerned about a life partner because we got to do this shit. We're not getting there without doing this properly. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could do all the lovey-dovey shit, but if it's impeding on what we got to do in life, like, bruh, no, life. Like, life is here. Life is here now and happening. Like, we're not going to miss this shit by playing this other game. So I do love her, but, you know, sometimes you got to make them decisions. Or maybe she was using you. That's crazy. Sometimes it's small things that can make a huge difference. Or she had a fling during that month. Hey, maybe. To be honest, there's so many things that I just do not know. I mean, I trust her, and I don't think that she was that kind of person. Like, I really don't think she was the kind of person that was out cheating and doing all this other shit. Personally, me, I don't think so. But then again, I'm only relevant to my perspective. Like, I can only see from my angle. So if she was doing any of that extra shit behind my back, if she ever cheated on me or betrayed me or did any of that dark or voodoo witchcraft, whatever, if she did any of that shit behind my back, then, hey, more power to you. You know what I'm saying? More power to you, because if that's what you needed in order to live the life that you wanted to live, dog, for sure. And the way that I reconcile it is that your shadow will never follow me, bro. Like, there's no way around it. I could sit and be like, oh my God, I can't believe you did it. But in reality, I'm more concerned about the shit that I'm doing right now. Like, it's not that I don't care, but I can't allow your flaws and your karma to bother me. That's your karma, homie. Hey, look, one thing I believe in is karma. So when that shit come back, don't, you know what I'm saying? It's not my fault. I know you mad at something and you not mad at me. Whether she had intentions or not, you were the best man you could be at the time. Hey, absolutely, Chasing Smiles. Absolutely. Let me see. Hold up. Sometimes small things that make a huge difference. That on and off shit is weird as fuck. My parents did that, and my dad got my sister's. Whoa, hold up. That on and off shit is weird as fuck. My parents did that, and my dad got my sister's mom pregnant. So I'm assuming that your sister's mom is not your mom. So my dad got my sister's mom pregnant. Okay, yeah. So that's another lady, and she had a baby, and that's why that's your sister. Okay, cool. Maybe. Yeah, I ain't really proceed with caution, Kelly Paper. Same shit happened with me and my first ex, Tisha. Yeah. We love an organized man. I'm telling you, whether she had intentions or not, you were the best man you could be at that time. Absolutely. Like, it don't really matter to me, bro. At the same time, like, my relationship was still good to me. Like, she taught me a lot. She taught me patience. She taught me like a lot of good qualities. And then now I also know a lot of bad qualities that I do not like. And I'm not perfect, man. Like, again, I told a story like during the relationship, you know, I did infidelity. Like I stepped out on her in a relationship 2 times. Not like 2 seasons, like 2 times. You know, once in 2016 and once in 2020. And I had to pay for that shit, bro. But at the same time, I still give myself some credit because I told her about that. Like, I could have went on with my life and there's no proof of this shit. This shit doesn't exist. But once I see my relationship start doing things that I didn't like, I was like, you know what? This is my karma coming back to haunt me. I got to be real about this. Yo, I messed up here and I messed up here. I'm sorry. And bruh, it was the worst shit ever, bruh. It was that ended up being the worst season. It was just so bad. It was so bad for so long, bro. It took a lot of work for me to regain that trust and rebuild her trust, you know? Like, because that's not the kind of person that I want to be. I don't like that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I also didn't know the other side of this. I never seen what this looked like. I've never been in a relationship before. I'm a young 20-something-year-old black man in society. I've never been here before. I don't know what this shit is about. And so I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But that's my fault, and I apologize, and I had to pay for it, and I've definitely paid for it, and I've definitely paid for it time and time and time and time again. And now I know for a fact that's not the kind of man that I want to be, and now I know for a fact that's not the kind of person that I am. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. So maybe I deserve a lot of the abuse that I got, but you can only get abused so fucking long, because after a while, even the craziest person is gonna be like, I'm over this. No. Are you waiting to see if change or growth will bring you guys back together, or is it done? Honestly, I don't have really an answer for that. I don't know. Initially, I was like, to be honest, last year we did this. Like, a lot of what I'm doing right now, I did it last year too. You know what I'm saying? Like, last year, damn, I missed it, but no one deserves abuse, right? Last year I had a conversation with God. I felt like God told me to put space between us, and then that space ended up being 6 months. I didn't talk to her for half the year last year, and for me, it was just like, yo, I got to do some things for me, and if I don't do that, then I'm gonna resent you, and I'm gonna have regretments, and I'm gonna have to do these things for me. And I was like secluded. I secluded myself last year for the first 6 months of the year. I didn't talk to nobody. I was just really like alone for a large part of it. That's when I started waking up at 4 a.m, going to the gym. I had to get my stuff together. Like, you know, halfway through the year, we started talking again, and then she came towards the end of the year and we was hanging out. But then the stuff was getting bad again, and I was like, man, what is up with this? And so I'm meditating, talking to God every day, God telling me how to maneuver this stuff. And then eventually we had one argument that just kind of put the nail in the coffin for me. And after that argument, like, in the argument, man, I just remember her saying, fuck you to me in the argument, right? And this is, I refrained from saying this, but like, in the argument, it was weird because it wasn't even supposed to be an argument, bro. Like, you constantly tell me about myself. You constantly tell me about all the faults that I have. And so now I'm telling her, like, yo, I think you could work on this and this and this and this and this. And I don't know what way I'm saying it. I might be saying it properly. I might be saying it crazy. But I feel like these are what I think, you know, you got going on. You hiding from some of your own demons. You hiding from your own shit. And I think you're finding ways to make it about me. But it's like, you could poke me and beat me up all day, but you still got to handle some of your own stuff. But you can't do it because you think that you're perfect. But I'm telling you, like, there's some shit you got to handle for you. You know what I'm saying? I got traumas and shit I got to deal with for me. There's some things you got to deal with for you. I'm not the cause for all of your troubles. And I think that she like to use like, oh, but you stepped out on me, you cheated on me. And I'm like, yeah, okay, we established that. That was a thing. But now you're trying to make that seem as though that's the root of all of your problems. And it's not. It's not the root of all of your problems at all. Under any circumstance, there's other shit you got to deal with. But I remember saying some things to her, and I remember her just saying, fuck you to me in the convo. And I was like, man, I can get over this. I can get over it. In my mind, I was like, that hurt my feelings. And I wanted her to like, I was like, man, you should probably go spend some time with your dad. Like, you should probably go spend some time away from me, because that's crazy. And then I thought about it, I was meditating on it, and I was like, yo, I could probably get over that. I could probably work that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can definitely get over that. You feel me? I've gotten over a lot of stuff. I can definitely get over that. I'm a man. You know, we're not supposed to have feelings anyway, so I can get over that. But as I meditated, I remember talking to God, and I remember God telling me this one phrase clear as day. Because remember, we had just came off for 6 months of not talking. So for us to end up in this, like, around the same time again, the following year is like, I remember sitting there talking to God, and I'm like, yeah, God, tell me what to do. Like, I'm supposed to endure, right? You know, she's my fiance. We're supposed to make it through the whole rough patches and la 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 la, right? Like, I gotta just stick it out, right? That's what you trained me to do. I'm just gonna stick it out, right? Be not long suffering. What is it? Steadfast. I gotta be steadfast, right? And I remember God telling me straight in my head, I gave her a chance. And that's all I heard. And it was so crazy to me. I was like, God, I'm supposed to like stick this out. God was like, I gave her a chance. Walk away. And I'm like, what? Nah, that can't be the answer, because I wasn't ready for that answer. I was like, that can't be the right thing. It's like, walk away. And I'm like, no way. And then God is like, remember I had you do 6 months of not even talking to her? Yeah, that 6 months was to see what was going to happen. And she came back, and this is the kind of vibe you got. You didn't grow and change and commit yourself to not being this kind of person no more. You just like more of the same. You're not changing. You're not growing at all. All right, cool. Gave you a chance. And I'm like, damn. So God was like, cut the cord. If you don't cut the cord, then I'm going to cut the cord on you. And that was my thing with God. I've been having this conversation with God for like a few years now. Like, if you don't cut the cord on this relationship, I'm going to cut the cord on you. And you're not going to understand what that means until later in your life, when things don't work out for you no more. When you can't jump on a live and have this kind of vibe no more. When your grace leaves you. You feel me? And that's the conversation I was having. Like, yo, you got a grace over your life, but you also have a grace period to use that grace. And if you don't use what's special about you in a certain window of time, it's going to leave you. Like, science can tell you that energy can't be created or destroyed. It just transforms. It's going to change. Your energy is going to go to something else, go to someone else. Your destiny is going to just be given to someone else. You think you're the first person that God ever gave a talent to that didn't use it? No. What happens to that? If Beethoven ain't do it, God would have took that idea and gave it to Mozart. God would have gave it to someone. Like, you're not playing with that. So God was like, if you don't let her go, I'm going to let you go. I'm tired of playing with you. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to let her go. And it was tough, and it was weird, and it was crazy. And so, you know, she had gotten into the habit of telling me I was delusional too. You know, it started as a joke, then it stopped being a joke. And then eventually I was like, man, let's have a conversation. So when we had a conversation, she was like, yeah, I had no intention of talking to you, and we didn't have no intermediary there. And I was like, all right, cool. Well, the reality is, so we're calling off the engagement. We're not going to be engaged no more. We're not going to be together no more. After tonight, like tonight, you're going to be a single woman by the end of the night. And you're right. Like, all them times you call me delusional, you're right. I was delusional. And my first delusion was you. My first delusion was you. I was sitting here thinking that you was going to change. I thought I could shine a light so bright that it would make your light bright. And that's a lie. You know, I'm lying to myself. I'm deluding myself into thinking that you're changing. You're not going to change. You are who you are. And you're telling me who you are, and I'm refusing to believe it. I'm delusional. You're right. I am. And you're the delusion. I'm convincing myself that this is going to be something that it ain't. It just ain't. So there it is. She didn't like that shit at all. And I was like, well, that's what you get for fucking with a poet. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put these words on you. And then that was it. Then we wasn't talking. Well, actually, no. Like, a day went by. Like, we was in a public spot. She just left. And I was like, yeah, well, that's just what it is. I don't know how the world works out, but it's just going to be that way. And she left. And then, like, a day later, she needed me to do a favor for her. And so I did the favor for her. And I was like, yo, I'm dropping you back off at your friend's house. And she wasn't really saying nothing. I'm like, do you want to just come to my house? And she was like, yeah. So she came to my house. And then she was in my house, and then she kind of like, she kept needing me to do like a favor for her. So she kind of stayed in my house for like a week. And I'm like, okay, you know. But eventually, at some point in this week, I started thinking to myself, like, wait a minute. I'm being very vulnerable with y'all because I didn't tell nobody else this. And in that week, I started thinking to myself, like, hold up. How is it that we was together for like the past couple months? We was together like for 2 months out the end of this last year. And we wasn't talking to each other. You wasn't even in the crib. You was with your dad. But then now, after we break up, now you're here. Now you're right back here. You're in my house. And so when I started meditating, I started feeling like I was getting played. Like, I'm starting to feel like I'm getting played right now. You feel me? How is it, once we break up, now you're back in the crib and you up in here and now your vibes is good and you smiling and you laughing and things are cool and we're like best of friends? So I came down one day, I'm like, yo, so now that you don't need my help no more, you going back to your friend's house or what? She was like, oh, well, you know, I was waiting on a piece of mail to come. I'm like, okay, cool. You don't got to wait for it. I'll bring it to you. She's like, okay, cool. And so she left, and I ain't seen her since then. I ain't talked to her, and that was like January. And I just felt like I was getting played in that little time. Like, we wasn't even talking, and you wasn't even here. And now that we broke up, officially, you here. Why? What do you think is about to come of this? Because it's not gonna make shit better. I'm not about to change my mind. You're not about to change your mind. She didn't expect it, which is weird to me. Like, I'm like, yeah, we breaking up. We're done. You know what I'm saying? For years, I thought she was gonna change her ways. For a year, I'm chipping away at a block that is not a block. You know what I'm saying? I'm wasting my time. You feel me? And it sucks. You know what I'm saying? I keep thinking like you're gonna outgrow that. You're gonna outgrow that silent treatment shit. You're gonna outgrow that moody shit. You're gonna outgrow that, you know, that careless with your words shit. You're gonna outgrow this shit. And when she said fuck you to me in that last conversation, I was like, damn, I've never said fuck you to you. I've never called you out your name. This bothers me and it hurts my feelings. Probably because my love language is words of affirmation. And there ain't no way in the English dictionary that a fuck you is a word of affirmation. This is disturbing me, bro. Because when I say fuck you to somebody, I mean it. When I say fuck you, that means like fuck you. That means like all of you could get obliterated and I just don't care. So for somebody who I'm in this relationship with, sacrificing so much for on a regular basis, to say that to me was like, man, slice. That's it. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, and then she came the next day, oh, well, I'm sorry for saying that. This is what she said to me, too. She was like, I was like, yo, she was like, oh, I'm sorry if I did anything that bothered you or if I said anything that bothered you. I was like, no, don't be sorry for if you said anything that bothered me. Be sorry for saying fuck you to me because that's what you said that bothered me. I wouldn't say that shit to you. Like, someone I'm engaged with, someone I'm sacrificing, I wouldn't do that shit to you. That tells me a lot about who you are. Your words tell me what's on your mind. So I wouldn't say that to you. And she was like, oh, well, then I'm sorry for saying fuck you. But if you want me to be honest with you, like, how did it make you feel? Oh, it made me feel small. It made me feel unloved. It made me feel unconsidered. It made me feel upset. She's like, okay, it made you feel all them things? I was like, yeah, it made me feel all them things when you said fuck you to me. She's like, okay, well, you have done things in our relationship that have made me feel the exact same way. So it's the same. When she said that to me, I knew I was talking to somebody who's insane. Either I'm insane or I'm talking to somebody who's fucking insane. What are you saying? Wait, you said fuck you to me yesterday. It bothered the shit out of me. And then based on the symptoms I'm listing, you're saying that I've done things in our relationship that have made you feel this way. So it's the same thing. Okay. If you're right, you're right. But I'm not going to do this shit again. If you're right, maybe you're right. I'm not doing this again. This is starting to make me feel like I'm fucking crazy. And I'm not inclined to drive myself crazy. And yeah, that was it. And then when I meditated, God was like, I gave her a chance. And it's so weird. Here's the weirdest part about this. Because sometimes when you talk to God, when I talk to God, I don't really question it. But then you look for signs, right? When we went and we met at a restaurant so that we could have this final conversation, I remember asking her, I was like, yo, let me ask you a question. Because she's in tune with God. She go to church. She was raised in a church. She be talking to God. And so I'm like, yo, let me ask you a question. What, in the time that we not talking to each other, we kind of beefing or whatever, what is God saying to you? What is God saying to you about the relationship? You feel me? I'm thinking like God probably told me to cut the cord, but maybe God told her to fight for the relationship, and maybe we got to figure something out in the middle. But I was like, what is God telling you? And she was like, honestly, I couldn't hear exactly what she said, but she either said annoyed or ignored. She's like, honestly, I feel like God is annoyed with me. Or she said, honestly, I feel like God is ignoring me. Either way, whether it was annoying or ignoring, I was like, what? She said, honestly, I feel like God is annoyed with me. And I'm like, huh. That, being annoyed with you, and also the voice in my head that said I gave her a chance, those things kind of match up. So I'm going to take that as a categorical, like, for sure, this is over. This is over, and it's just over. And that was the end of that, you know? And I feel good about it. I mean, will I regret it at some point in my life? I just don't think so, no. I don't think I will. Like, maybe I'll get to the end of my life and be like, oh my gosh, she was the love of my life. I should have fought more for that relationship when I had it. It's clear now. I can see all the evidence. Obviously, she said fuck you to me because she really loved me. Like, maybe there's some level of, like, awakening that may happen like that in the near future. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Give it to God again. And knowledge and information and time and healing and whatever. Therapy. But from where I see it right now, Nah, I don't feel inclined to regret this. Nah, look, we had a decade of amazing times. I spent a lot of time with you just chilling. We've had weeks where we didn't do anything. We had enough money to chill for weeks at certain times. Like we've done traveling. We've had amazing, like, dog, the sex was top tier. You feel me? Like, yeah, of course. But yeah, I've had great memories with you and life is great. But at the same time, for me to sit and say this is the only chapter that I have, no, I don't think so, man. I'm interested in what the next adventure looks like. If this thing has become if it's become abundantly clear to me that this relationship is over, then I'm excited for what the next chapter of life look like. Because I feel like I got a lot of love to give, even if it's not to a romantic partner, even if it's just like to my music, to my craft, to my people, to my friends, my family, whatever. Mia, thank you for that. I feel like I got a lot of love to give. You feel me? So I don't think I'm gonna look back on this and regret it. You never know, but the way I feel right now is like, nah, that thing was a beautiful thing that ran its course. You feel me? Like, let's just let that shit be what it is. Why do we gotta, like, people think that love is possession. Like, when I possess you, that means I love you. I don't think so. I don't go for that shit. Like, nah, love is not possession. If you truly love something and you choke it, you're gonna kill it. Like, let that shit ride, whatever it is. Boom. I love you, but there's a lot of these tendencies that I don't love. That's what it is. So it's just life. And I'm doing my best to make sure I do the work right now before I start hanging out and talking to other people. Honestly, like, and that was in January. So January, February, March, we're in April now. So it's kind of like leaning on 4 months. But at the same time, it's leaning on 4 months when we spent 6 months not talking to each other last year. So that's already 10 months of not talking to each other. And then even in the other 6 months we was talking, there was a good like 4 months where we didn't talk to each other. We didn't talk all Thanksgiving month. We barely talked Christmas month. You know what I'm saying? And then like there was a bunch of others. So it's really like I really talked to you for a very small amount of time all year last year. So this is all kind of adding up. I want to make sure I'm like moving smartly into the next thing. Because sometimes when you lose love, you try your hardest to get other love back really quickly. And it's like, man, nah, you gotta take your time. You gotta learn your lessons, take your time. But at the same time, I'm also open to whatever God got going on. Cause like, I might sit and be like, yo, I need to take a year by myself before I even meet another girl. God's plan might be different than my plan. It might be like, yeah, you think so, but I'm gonna send this person to you right now. And if you're so caught up in your own ego, you're gonna block your own blessing. You're gonna be like, nah. Oh, you wanna talk, or you wanna get with me. Yeah, you fine, you beautiful, I like you, I'm attracted to you, I think you cool and you interesting. However, I gotta take a year by myself. I gotta take a year by myself to do whatever it is that I think with my human brain I have to do in a year. Because I was in a long relationship, so I should take a year. That's the healthy, normal human being thing to do, of course. But you might end up blocking your blessing at the same time. You feel me? I think you just need to heal. If you're healed, even if you healed in the relationship, I just think you need to heal. You need to heal, and maybe you do need time by yourself. And I could definitely use some time by myself, single. But because I don't know what it's like to be a single adult, really. I have no idea. I have not been a single adult. I was with this woman since I was 19 years old. So I have no idea what it's like to be a single grown ass man doing whatever it is that I do. So this is gonna be an interesting season for me regardless. But yeah, I have no idea. So I'm thinking maybe I need to spend a whole bunch of time with myself. But at the same time, I also got to remember like who I am as a human being. Like I'm also not. It makes sense to say you got to spend a year by yourself after having that. But at the same time, making sense to a person whose life isn't really full of sense kind of is, I don't know, but I'm gonna figure it out. I also got to remember what kind of person I am. Like, yo, I don't consider myself the average person, but at the same time, I also don't think I'm better than anybody else. So I probably do need to take a year by myself just to kick it. But then again, I already did 6 of those months last year because I didn't talk to fucking nothing last year. Like, I didn't even have friends over. I was very secluded for 6 months last year. That's why now I'm having game nights. I'm having party nights. I'm doing all kind of shit. Like, yo, now we party. Now we have fun because last year I didn't know what it was for them 6 months. I just had to be by myself, and God told me to be by myself, and I was. This year, God is like, that relationship is over. So I'm back by myself, but I'm not about to seclude myself for no fucking body. It's time to party now. Now it's time to go outside. But also not time to be stupid either, because you might fuck around and party. One night of passion leave you a lifetime of pain. You better strap it up, get tested, make sure you know who you are, make sure you know what you got going on, make sure you're not addicted to no substances, make sure you got your shit in a row. And then you can enjoy yourself, honestly, like, and the right way. You feel me? I want to make sure I'm enjoying myself the right way. I think that's the beauty of, like, going into my 30s. I wasn't jealous of people in their 30s, but I always like, yo, being in my 30s is gonna be a vibe. Cause in my 20s, I was like, bro, this shit is, we broke. You know what I'm saying? You broke when you in your 20s. It's like, yo, what the fuck? I want to get ahead. And so I always knew my 30s was gonna be better. Cause I'm like, when you in your 30s, bro, you young enough to still party, but you old enough to know how to party. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of being in your 30s. You know what I'm saying? And it could probably be 30s, 40s, and 50s. I don't know how deep it go, but I know for sure in your 30s, bro, you young enough to party still, but you old enough to know how to party. Like, I'm about to get faded and I'm not gonna get a hangover. I'm about to get faded and I'm gonna make it home with all my possessions. I'm gonna get faded and nobody's car is gonna crash. I'm gonna get faded and like, it's going like, you know what I'm saying? You young enough to party, but you old enough to know how to do that shit to where you maximize that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think. 94 comments, I'm sorry. Boom. Yeah. Speak on it. Real, take your time. You do need time alone. Part of her is still in you, and your next partner don't need both of you. It's facts. Yeah, you need to be single for a minute. You'll grow a lot. Yeah, you're probably really right. So that's where I'm at right now. But then at the same time, it's like, yeah, you're right. Just me being single. If you're stuck in the past, you will never be ready for your future blessings. Facts. You can date, engage, mingle, but definitely take that time. Right. Yeah, this is probably good advice. The aggressor is crazy, but like I said, people need to move on. Don't stay with them. Facts. After the grief comes the celebration. Me and my husband just separated. Just being Mimi. Damn. Them 20s was ghetto. I'm excited for my 30s. Damn, just being me. I'm in the middle of that now. Wow. Yeah. Wow. This might be a season of separation, bro. I'll be honest with you, because everybody I know is breaking up right now. Everybody I know is breaking up. Like, almost everyone I know is breaking up. Like, at least 5 different friends of mine that I know are no longer in the relationships that was in just last year. So I'm like, bet, this shit crazy. And some of them been just as long as me. 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, 5 years, 15 years. It's like, bro, this is definitely a season of separation and elevation. I think if you're blessed enough right now to have separated from whoever you was with before, you're probably a part of this group of people whose life is about to make a radical change this year. You know what I'm saying? Because how do we all come to that same conclusion at the same time? Differently. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I believe in the universe. So it's like, oh, there's a changing of the guard that's happening right now. And for those of us who was in something one way, you about to experience life in a whole another way right now. So partying responsibly. Straight up, you'll be okay. I'm in my 30s. I never had a hangover in my 20s, let alone now. Hey, that's what's up, Kelly. Kelly to go. Let me see. We in the same season, low key. Learning to casually date, right? Single season 2024. Amen. 15. Wait, 15? What happened 15, Natalie? I'd rather be happy than being miserable in a relationship. Facts. I could do bad all by myself. That's that shit. And people forget that shit. People forget, like, yo, you got choices, bro. I could be miserable by my damn self. You better not come around here trying to make me upset and trying to hold attitudes. Like, that don't mean I got to live in a fairy tale. Like, yo, it's still the real world. We got real things we got to do. But, like, if you somebody who harbors resentment and harbors anger and brings up bad memories all the time, and, like, you find purpose in negativity, bruh, that shit is for the birds. Some of us actually want to live a good life. Like, I want to be happy today. Why? Because I don't know how many other days I don't know how many other days I can afford to be happy, bruh. If today was the last day of my life, do I want to spend it pissed off or happy? Because you don't know if today is your last day or not. So you might as well choose happy, bro. You got to choose happiness every day. But you could be pissed off for free. And so, like, nah, you got to control your mind, bro. The idle mind is the devil's playground. It's a season of elevation. Facts, Mila. God looked out for us for real. People break up. Wait. People break up every day. My friend got cheated on with a 19-year-old while going through chemotherapy. Damn. That's tough, Kelly. Sweet Jesus. It was the age of Aquarius, right? I like that. A season of separation and elevation. Straight up. It be like that. You got to cut. And I told people this on the live a little while ago. And I know I'm way over my time. I'm supposed to have been off 45 minutes ago. But I told people this on the live the other day, man. It's like, yo, you got to be comfortable separating yourself from some of these people. God want to bring you into a certain door that them other people couldn't come through. It's like, oh, I want to go with my partner. It's like, yo, what you don't understand is I'm God, and I'm telling you, you can come in this door. That person can't come in this door. Oh, well, you know, I'm not going to go in without him because I ain't going to switch up. I'm not fake. I'm not going to sell. I'm not no sellout. I'm not Hollywood. I'm going to stay down. I'm going to stay with the people I came with because I'm not going to switch up. And God's like, okay, cool. So you stay there with you and this person. Y'all just going to go like this near this door until you die. Cool. And then you're never going to realize like, yo, bro, that person was actually holding you back and you don't realize it. Yeah, no one wants to say that. We don't want to say that. No one wants to say, yo, my last relationship was holding me back. No one wants to say that. But if we're being honest, if you separate from this person and your life gets incrementally better over time or just immediately better, what the fuck do you think that catalyst was? Like, come on, bro. Thank you, Chasing Smiles. So God is telling you, yo, you could come in this door, that person can't. It's just like being in the club. It's like, yo, you good to go. But that person there, you can't even come in here. I will never let you in. And that's what God is saying about some of your partners, some of your friends, whoever. I will never let you into this door because this door is not for you. This door is for Devin and Boo Queen and E.T. and Chasing Smiles and Myra. Like, this door is for y'all. Natalie, like, I'll let y'all in. But I'm not going to let these other stragglers in because I can see something that you can't see. You think that's your best friend, that's your lover, you think that's your eternal soulmate. I know better than that. I know when you walk inside this door, you're going to transform into who you really are, and what you believe about yourself is going to radically change. So that what you think that you are today is not even who you really are. That person you think is your soulmate is not really your soulmate. The person you think is your best friend and your life partner and your sisterly tribe, bond, spiritual, whatever kind of shit, God's like, nah. No, leave that person out here. There's another door for that person to go through. But you belong in here with us. So I'll let you in, but you got to separate yourself from them people. You know what I'm saying? So separation and elevation is true. You know, so you gotta set it off. And like you think you're trying to find a way to fit this person into your dream. I'm trying to use all my words to convince you that this is the destiny. Can't you see the dream? Can't you see the goal? Aren't we gonna make it there together? Don't you see your place in it? Let's go. And this person is having a hard time because they can't see the door. You trying to bring a person into a place they can't even fucking see. It's like, yo, it won't work. And then if you do find a way to hustle and finally you do get that person into the door, what's going to happen is both of y'all going to be in there. You're going to be having a great time in LA, doing what you're doing or wherever your destiny is. You're going to have a great time where you at. This person's going to be all shit-faced the whole night at the party like. You're like, yo, can't you hear the music? Don't you feel the vibes? Ain't it amazing? The person going to be like, what music? What vibes? This shit is, I don't want to be here anymore. I think we should move back to Kansas. What? And then if you're stupid or in love or devoted, committed, you're going to listen to that person. And you're going to walk right out of that same door that you fought so hard to get into. And then you're going to end up in some backwater ass town, either living well with underneath your potential or wasting a shit ton of time that you could have spent living in your purpose. And then you're going to end up resenting them and hating them for that shit. And it's only because y'all were incompatible. You belonged there and that person didn't. So what that tell me? That was an incompatible relationship from the jump. You just didn't know that. We be so attached to the shit that we could see. We be so attached to the shit that we have that we don't see the possibility of something greater down the track. And it's like, yo, bro, like release yourself from that shit. Like you wasn't born with this person. You're not a Siamese twin. Release yourself from that. It's only your belief system anyway. You're the only one that's justifying that weird bullshit relationship anyway. Everybody else can kind of see it. You know what I'm saying? I remember my mother told me one time, she was like, if y'all got to spend some time apart, it's okay. Do it. My mother was never like, oh, go all in, marry her. She's the greatest in the world. My mother was like, if y'all need to break up, go on and do that. Because my mother knew she could be irrational too. She's like, if you go on and do that. Because you my son. One time we ended up in an argument and I ended up being left on the wrong side of town and I had to find my way back. My mother did not like that. I don't think she ever let that leave her mind. Like my mother always knew, okay, wait a minute. So my son drove this girl down to this thing. They got into an argument and then that girl was able to drive home, but my son was still stuck on the other side. I don't think my mother ever let that shit down. Of course, you know me, I'm gonna figure that shit out. I ended up in the streets. I borrowed somebody's cell phone, called one of my homeboys. He came pick me up. I made it back home. Of course, we gonna get it popping. But I don't think my mother ever lived that shit down. She was like, nah, I don't like that shit at all. Fuck that. And yeah, that left a bad taste in the nigga mouth. It was like, yeah, this shit ain't gonna work. And she knew she was fucked up for that. Like she came, she tried to apologize. She did everything she could to apologize. She knew she was being irrational. But I was like, yeah, can't have that. That's tough. So I could have made this decision years ago, honestly. Now that I think about it, but you don't know until you know. You feel me? You don't know until sometimes we hard-headed. I'm hard-headed. I don't be knowing until it's made abundantly clear to me. But yeah, God be trying to bring you into a door and you trying to bring your peoples and not knowing that God can't bring them people in. And furthermore, what you don't know is on the good side of it, God is saying, yo, bro, if I bring that person into this door will destroy them. You think that's your best friend, your lover, your cousin, your family member? This door, if they come inside of here, they're gonna be destroyed. If they stay up, because they're not. How do I say this? They're not in harmony with this space. This space is for certain types of people. This space is for you. They are not you. You can live here. You can live here and you'll thrive here. They can't live here. They are not going to thrive here. They're going to get their ass kicked over here. It's not going to work for them. They're out of tune. They're out of harmony. They can't be. They belong in another door. What does that tell me? That tells me that those two people are incompatible and they just don't know it yet because they're so desperately clinging to what they see in front of them at the moment. You don't even know that I got another person over here for you that's way more compatible for you. You don't even know I got another soulmate for you. You don't even know I got this person who's already in this room, who's vibrating on the exact same frequency as you. That's the perfect life partner for you, is inside of this room. And you out here hanging out with these smugglers. You out here hanging out with these whoever's. What you doing? Like, you're the only one delaying yourself. If you're so caught up in the people that's right now, you're delaying yourself and you're just delaying your destiny. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like that. Let me see. It's on you to break your own vices and cycles. Kelly Paper, straight up. Talk that talk, and I'm telling you. Absolutely. Hallelujah. It's not your responsibility to save someone else. Right. He telling my business. He loud. I got a door for him. Look at Kelly. About to kick him out. Hi, I'm Destiny. Hey, I have to say, oh Lord, I'm telling you, preach. I'm telling you, bro. Yeah, she would have been dumped. I'm telling you. She left you. I took her to the fair. We went to the fair. Oh man, this is such a, and again, like I do my best to I give her a lot of benefit of the doubt because she's young. We're the same age. Like technically we're the same age. But when I say she's young, I just feel like sometimes she do some like immature shit. She's so mature in certain aspects and then so immature in some other aspects. It'd be crazy. But we was going to the fair. It was like, yo, the fair's around, right? I haven't been to the fair. As an adult, I'm in Miami, but the Dade County Fair is where it's at. And I've never been as an adult. I've always either was working or I couldn't. I never really went to the fair. So I was like, yo, you want to go to the fair? She's like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. Went to the fair. So she drives to my house. She's in her brother's car. I'm like, you want to take my car, your car? She's like, oh, well, I got my brother's car for the night, so I'll just come and pick you up and we'll drive down. So I'm like, all right. She drove her brother's car to my house. I jumped in the car and I'm driving now. And I'm driving. I'm like a couple blocks away from my house and I see her vibe is more like, yeah, I see her vibe is like kind of like standoffish. I'm like, yo, you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, you don't seem fine. Are you okay? She's like, no. And so I'm like, all right. So I pulled over. I pulled into like a CVS, like in my area. I pulled over to the CVS and I'm like, yo, I already feel your energy. If you're going to have this kind of energy, we could just not go. Because I'm not going to go way, because the fair is far. I'm not going to go way to the other side of town. Like, this ain't even like just downtown. This is like the other side. Like, this is like a 50-minute drive away. I'm not going to go on this 50-minute drive, you know what I'm saying, all the way to this other side of town so I can have a problem with you over there. Like, if you got a problem, tell me now, because we could just put a pin in this right now, and we don't got to do this. We don't got to go down. Because I felt her vibe was crazy already. And she was like, no, I'm fine. If you don't want to go, then you ain't got to go. But like, I'm cool. Ain't no problem. I said, are you sure? Like, you're saying the right things, but like, you good? Like, you gonna shake this off? Like, she's like, I'm good. Let's go. And I'm like, fine. Dawg, as soon as I get on the highway to head down there, some kind of argument pops off. You know what? I just don't like how this happened and that happened and that. And you know what she was mad about? And here's the most fucked up part. And either, if my memory serves me correctly, she was mad because a week prior, she had brought me to the strip club. She brought me. She was doing media at the time. There was an artist in there that she interviewed. So she's like, oh, come to the strip club with me. So me and my dogs, we went to the strip club with her. We're like, okay, cool. My girl want to go to the strip club. It's good for her business, whatever she's doing. So I had my homies up and we just went to the strip club. So we go to the strip club. And mind you, Miami, like strip club is so natural to us. It's just the club. It's not like a strip club. No, it's like, that's just where people go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, it's immediate. Like, if I say I'm going out, I'm going to one of these 5 clubs in the area and they're all strip clubs. So it's like second nature for us. So it's like, okay, we're going to, what is this fucking spot? We're going to, I can't remember the name of the strip club, but we're going to this spot. We pull up, she goes, she talks to the artist, they do what they do, it's cool. She's having a great time. I'm in there with my homeboys. I'm in there with my homies, and we see other homies of ours from our area, because this strip club is in our area. So we're like, okay, so we in there chilling with some of these homies. We sitting there chilling, a stripper come up. She's like touching my homie, and she end up on me. She touching my hair. She's like, oh, you got pretty hair, da da da. And my mom, I'm like, of course, she think I'm a trick, and she think that I'm a, she think I'm about to pay her for this, that, and that. I'm like, nah, I'm chilling. But I know what you want. You're a stripper in a strip club. You want money. So she walking up on me, she grabbed my hair. She's like, oh, where your girlfriend at? And as she asking me that, I see my girl walk right behind her. I said, she's like, where your girlfriend at? I said, my girlfriend right here. She's like, oh, okay. She looked up at my girl. She's like, okay, cool. And then she stepped closer to me. She said, you should definitely give me your number, though. And I was like, nah. And so I got up, and I went, and I sat right next to my girl. You feel me? Like, it ain't no thing. You brought me here. It's whatever. So by the end of the night, I end up driving back home, dropping myself off, and I get out the car. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to give her a hug. She's like, don't play with me. And she like snubbed me off from getting a hug, and she jumped in the car and she left. And I was like, what the fuck? You mad at me? Wait a minute. What are you mad at me for? Oh, you know what you did? You was doing it. I know what I did, and you couldn't even speak on it. And that was the crazy thing. Like, I knew you were being irrational because you couldn't even speak on this shit. You brought me to a fucking strip club, and then you're mad because a stripper is trying to get a dance out of me, bruh, and a place that you brought me to. Come on, bro. There's no way. There's no fucking way, right? Like, there's no way. But you are, and now I gotta deal with this shit because you're my girl. So I'm like, look, that so I'm thinking we got over that shit. And that was a week prior. So fast forward now, I'm almost positive like that's what she was tripping over. So I pick her up, we going to the fair, I pull over because she clearly got to add this a week later. And we done already had conversations in the meantime, in between time. So like, we good, right? She ain't feeling too good or whatever. I'm like, yo, I pull over before we even go on this 50-minute drive. Yo, if you got an attitude, tell me now, because we don't need to drive to the other side of town to have a problem. Come on, bro. Like, come on. Let's be real. So I remember pulling over to fucking ask, do we have a problem? If we do, let's dead this. And she's like, nah, we good. As soon as I get on the highway to head down, some kind of argument kicking off, and it has something to do with, oh, well, I just didn't like this. And I promise you, bro, that fucking situation, I'm not making the story more vanilla. I'm not making myself look better. It was literally me chilling with my homeboys. The stripper went to this guy, me playing on my hair. So, oh, well, you let the bitch touch your hair. Like, she ain't supposed to be touching you. She's a fucking stripper, bro. That's what they do. And why am I here? I'm here to protect you so you can get your business popping over here with whoever this is. We're here for you. Anyway, so she's arguing with me about how I didn't have the right etiquette in that moment, and I should have pushed her off and did this and that. And I'm like, man, look, man. So we arguing and then it gets traffic. We arguing for like a fucking hour in this car. And I'm like, bro, I'm so over this shit. I just want to go home, bro. I knew I shouldn't have fucking came down here. And so I end up we finally get to the fair. It's like, yo, bro, we chilling, right? Like, we good? Or is this over? And she's like, whatever. And so we jump out. We about to get into the gates of the fair, and she got crazy level attitude, bro. Like, crazy. I'm like, you know what, bro? Fuck this. We get back in the car. We're going home, because there's no way I'm about to walk inside this carnival and have a good time, bro. My shit is shot. I'm done. What the fuck? I'm over this. This shit is over. And so she started arguing with me about, like, now I'm like, yo, bro, just get in the car so we can leave. I'm not going to leave you here, and I'm in your brother's car. Like, let's both get in the car and let's both go back home. No, if you want to leave, you can leave, da da da. And I'm like, bruh, what are my choices here? Sit here in fucking misery? I'm like, nah, bro. So I'm like, yo, get in the car. She's like, nah. So I have to grab her, pick her up, and put her ass in the car. She's trying to fight me. And so I'm like, yo, bro, get in the car. She's like, no. And now I got to chase her down, grab her, and put her in the fucking passenger seat of the car. And then I got to start the car, get this shit going while I'm reaching over and keeping the passenger door shut, because she keeps trying to jump out the fucking car. And now I'm trying to drive home with this person trying to jump out the fucking car, hitting me while I'm trying to jump out the fucking car. And I'm like, man, what did I do to deserve this stupid ass shit? And so I was like, you know what, bro? Fuck this. So I end up she keeps trying to jump out so many times. I said, fuck this. I left the keys in the car. I jumped out the fucking car. And I was like, yo, I'm leaving. Here's a car. This is your car. This is your brother's car. Man, I'm leaving. Fuck it. And so I jump out the car and I leave. And now there's just this car parked in the middle of the street that ain't moving. And so now I'm walking off. I'm like, man, I'm done with this shit. This shit's so unfair and crazy. Like, I just wanted to go to the fair, man. I just want to have a good time, bro. And I deserve that shit. And she knew that. And so I'm leaving now. And mind you, I don't know where my phone is. I don't got no phone. I don't got no wallet. I don't know where all my shit went. It was either in the car or somewhere. I just don't got none of my shit. So I got no phone. I'm on the opposite side of town, and my hand was bloody because she pissed me off so much. I started punching the fucking radio in the car, and so my hand was all bloody and scuffed up. And so I got no shirt on for some reason. And so I ended up having to walk to the nearest gas station, ask somebody to use their cell phone. I called one of my homeboys. This person was probably looking at me like a fucking crackhead because I got no shirt on, my hand is bloody, and I need to use your phone. And so the person let me use their phone nice enough. And so I used the phone, called my homie. He came, picked me up, and I don't know where she had went off to. And she was like trying to follow me in the car at this point, and I'm like, man, I'm done with this shit. I don't even want to talk to you. My homeboy came pick me up, brought me to the crib. The next day, she came to my house. And she's trying to apologize and talk. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to know you. Just do your best to disappear. Do your best. I don't know if you're capable. Just do your best to disappear. And then I remember she wouldn't leave my house either. Like, she was like trying to work it out no matter what. And she wouldn't leave. And I was like, bro, this is bullshit though. I live here. You got to leave. And she wouldn't leave. And so I had to leave. And so I left. And then I came back. She was gone. And so I'm like, yeah, I just ain't fucking with her no more. And then eventually we worked it out and, you know, talk it out, and, you know, we ended up getting back on good terms. But I don't think my mother ever got over that shit. Because every time we would end up in some shit, my mother was always like, if y'all need to spend some time apart, do that. And I'm like, okay. But she never got over that shit, I don't think. Because she's like, I know she could be real irrational because I didn't like that shit. Like, you know, she's capable of doing some, like, real irrational shit, so I don't like that. And, yeah, my mother, she ain't never got over that shit. It was always like, nah. And me personally, I really didn't get over that shit too because I couldn't understand it. It felt so unfair to me, bro. I was like, man, I literally stopped the car to ask you if we had a problem while we were in our area. How did I end up an hour plus away and I ended up stranded when I asked you if we had a fucking problem and you told me there wasn't no problem until we were close? Like, that's not fair. And then she knew she was wrong because every time I bring up the fair or every time I ever brought up the fair after that, she never had nothing. She's like, oh, we bringing that up? Why are we bringing that up? Let's not bring that up because she knew there's no fucking excuse. That was the one thing that she could never fight me on was that fair incident. Like, yo, bro, explain this. Please explain this shit. And she never could. She just, I don't know what had control of her that night and she don't even know what. So it was like, she just got no excuse for that night. She's like, you know, she got to take that L. If there was ever any L that she can avoid, she knew she can avoid that one. That was fucked up. And she had no business doing that shit, but. You know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you can get over things. There are things you just get over. Like, again, being a boy, like, they teach you you're not supposed to have no emotions. You can get over that shit. So, you get over it. You be like, yeah, whatever. It's love. And sometimes love is crazy. And, you know, you got to go through certain things. So, you get over that shit. But, bruh, eventually it comes to a point where it's like, bruh, all I need is that one fuck you on my couch 10 years in. And that's like the straw that's like, bam, oh, that shit broke. It's over. This is over forever. And it's weird because when I had that conversation with her, like, yo, this is over. She said she didn't see that coming. I was like, you didn't see it coming? Like, I haven't talked to you for 2 fucking months. And the one time that I did talk to you, you were screaming at me. You via text message. You stopped sharing your location. You were upset with me because you saw me on FaceTime that I was at my own house when you thought I was in Atlanta. Oh, I don't like that. I don't know where you are. Why don't you call me then? You can call me and find out where I am. You didn't do that. You can send me a text message and text message is virtually breaking up with me again. But you could have also sent me a text message to say, where are you? What are you up to? How have you been? I haven't talked to you in 2 months. After spending 6 months of not talking to each other. Like, it's levels to this shit. And then I'm supposed to take all the accountability. Because I'm the cause of everything that's wrong. So I'm supposed to take all the fucking accountability. It's all right, cool. There's only so much of that shit you can take, bruh. It's like, okay, I'm taking all the accountability I can. But I have to at some point realize some of this shit is not my fault. Some of this has nothing to do with me. And I got to know that. Some of it for sure. You're mad at me for this. You're mad at me for that. I get it. I'm not perfect. I'm fucked up. I'm 20-year-old black male in society. I'm teaching myself. Literally teaching myself. You see these books? Like, I'm literally learning how to do this in real time. I'm going to make mistakes. My bad. But some of this shit ain't my fault. Some of this shit you got to deal with. That's you and God. But you can see me and fight me and beat me up because I'm here. And you're going to convince me that it's my problem. Like, some of that shit ain't my fault. Nah. Some of that shit you got to own that. That's yours. Deal with that shit. But yeah. It's crazy. She left you up, no coming back. Definitely not okay. You love somebody's safety first. Hell no, I despise people like that. My brother tried to do that to him. Pregnant girlfriend. Now you can't do that shit. As a mother, but she never let that go. Yo, baby, yeah. Your sister never tried to get her. My sister, like the way my family is set up, bro, we stay out of each other's business. So my sister wasn't on that type of time. You feel me? Like we just not on that type of time. We're very independent kids. Like we don't need each other. We like each other. We fuck with each other, but we don't need each other. I ain't leaning on you. I'm not. We don't got that desperate family vibe. It's like family over everything. Our father didn't talk to most of his siblings. He didn't give a fuck. He was like, bro, if somebody act up, you cut that. We don't care. Blood, cut that. Cut that quickly. You know what I'm saying? My father had experiences with his siblings but my father, he could hold grudges, so he different. But yeah, we not them kind of siblings. Like we don't need to be all cuddled up and booty partners and no crazy shit like that. We off it. Boom. All right. Love it. Hold on. Let me see. Nice shirt. Hey, what up, P? All right. Sorry, sounds a bit immature and needs some growing up to do. Right. She would have left the booth. The excitement of funnel cakes, cotton candy, and games was ruined. It was, Natalie. That I just really wanted to enjoy the fair. And to this day, I haven't enjoyed the fair. So I'm going to have to treat myself to the freaking fair. Like, at some point. But I ain't like it. Wait, what am I missing? I just wanted to go to the fair. I did just want to go to the fair. Insecurity. I dated a man with insecurities. I wish that on no one. It's sad and scary. Damn. Sweet Pea. The story how he got left on the other side of town after going to the fair. I'm here mid-story. I'm so confused on the character. Natalie says, oh yeah, y'all done. I think I'd roundhouse you into a body slam if you went back. That's crazy. A roundhouse. I'm overdoing it. I'm overdoing it with the time, and I know it. I gotta go. But yeah, I don't know how I got to start talking on that subject, but it's facts. 2 different levels of maturity. Cause she was ashamed and embarrassed, straight up. I'll take you to the fair. Hey, Nat, I appreciate you. Hold up, let me see. Is it this one? Wow! I appreciate you, Nat. I'll definitely go to the fair with you, Nat. Didn't see that coming. We can all go. I'm down to go to the fair, y'all. Bring him to my kissing booth. He probably didn't tell his friends because he didn't want nobody trying to fight. Yeah, you don't really tell. Sometimes when you go through things inside your relationship, you don't tell too many people because for a lot of reasons, it's embarrassing to you for being with a person that's doing that, and it's also embarrassing to the person. So you're like, I don't want the world thinking I'm making bad decisions. Let me just find a way to make this shit work. And sometimes it just don't work. You know what I'm saying? So I just be like that. I love fairs. I'm telling you. He probably didn't tell us because it wasn't our business. I'm telling you. Let me see. And my Soldier Boy was $2. Mila says, plus you don't need to get your family involved in things like this. Facts. Then you guys make up and family still upset, right? You guys definitely could have spoke about it prior. Someone told me no more elephant ears. How? Oh, that's crazy. I don't know. Yep. Do the fair better. Don't let it be ruined. Yeah, I'm down for that. Nah, man, it's just levels. You know what I'm saying? It's levels to it. And man, I don't know, bro. I have no idea. But now I'm getting into a certain frame of mind where it's like, bro, what kind of person do I deserve? Like, based on who I am and who I'm becoming, what kind of person do I deserve? You feel me? I have no idea. Nobody knows. No one can know. I don't know. You don't know. Who knows? But I know that if I just keep being a good person and handling my business, then I know I'm going to end up in the right space and time with the right people, the right person, whatever the case may be. So I'm not really tripping over anything. I'm not really searching for nothing, but I am on some lover boy shit. I won't lie to you. Boo Queen called me a hopeless romantic. So I got to make sure to keep that shit in check. Because sometimes you a hopeless romantic, you be trying to fall in love quickly. And I don't want to fall in love quickly. I don't want to do nothing quick, honestly. I want that shit to move slowly and at its right time. If I want to see love quick, I could watch a fucking movie real quick. You feel me? But I don't want to get into no real interaction with nobody that's going to lead me down no path that I'm going to end up regretting. I want it to be like some simple shit. But yeah. Because I got to have a family one day. I ain't one of them niggas that's like, fuck it, I'm be out here fucking these hoes. And nah, that's not my life. I'll be honest with you. I don't really care for that. I can't even entertain multiple like relationships at the same time. Like how some dudes could be like, oh, I got this girl on this side of town and this girl and this girl and this girl and this girl. I'll be real, bro. That shit sound like a job. I don't got no time for that shit. That sound like a full-time job. Like, what are you doing? Are you a customer service representative? Like, I don't have time for that shit. Nah, I'm gonna try to find somebody cool who I like more than everybody else, and I want to hang with you. If you're really cool, then we'll be able to pique each other's interest and curiosity. But all that like multiple girl shit, I see the interest, but I just don't see the attention span, my boy. Like, what you doing? You got time for that? Like, how do you have time for that? What are you doing with your life? What the rest of your life look like? And a lot of times when you just got a job, you can do that. Like, NFL players just got to focus on NFL and then every other girl they got. You know what I'm saying? But some of us who actually got to build and work and create systems for ourselves. You ain't got time for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Most of these tech billionaires can't even keep one wife, much less like all these mad women. So look at Elon Musk, and he got like 10 kids, and he got like mad baby mama. He got multiple women pregnant at the same time. Elon Musk out here like a rock star. So it just be like that. Like you don't got time for all that shit. You know? You got plenty of time to figure that out. Facts. You definitely will. Thank you, Nat. You deserve a person that loves you better than you love yourself. That's cool. I don't know if I want to find a person that loves me better than I love myself. I mean, maybe if that's some real shit, that's crazy. I would like to learn how to love myself, though. That's something that I'm definitely still in the process of doing. Like, how do you love yourself, bro? I always ask the question, like, what's the difference in like having self-love and being selfish? Because I was taught to never be selfish. But in being taught to never be selfish, like, I got to share everything I have. I think it also creates a mentality of self-sacrifice to where I don't even know if I love myself. And so I started asking myself that question in 2022, like, yo, do I love myself? Like, how do you love yourself? Where you learn to love yourself at? Who got time to love themselves? Who got time to think about this kind of shit? We got to hustle. Where does it come from? So now I'm beginning to realize, like, oh, loving yourself is kind of like do some stuff for you, solo dolo, that you would do with or for somebody else. Like, buy yourself a birthday present. Take yourself to the movies. You know what I'm saying? Do like simple stuff that you like to do. Hang out with some friends that ain't no sexual relationship there anyway, just like genuinely a friend that we could kick it with and talk about things with. Like now I'm starting to begin to understand self-love is like taking care of yourself and, you know, like love yourself. You feel me? You're a person too. And sometimes we forget it because we don't see ourselves. We can see everything in the world except ourselves. You know, like God could have created us with one eye that was pointed at us so we could always be aware of ourselves, but both of our eyes are faced outward. So I was like, interesting. Facts, be patient, right? You prove me right every day. It's crazy. You will know, right? You deserve someone loyal, adaptable, coachable, willing to grow individually and together. Love, facts. Man, the ability to like say sorry and the ability to be able to be like, I'm not perfect. I don't have the answer for this. I don't know how to do this, but I know how to do this. Like just being human, you know, to a certain degree is nice. So what made you want to cheat out of curiosity? Bro, I'll be honest with you, man. The cheating in 2016, bro, I really did not want to do that shit. You know, it's so crazy. I just felt like I had to do the girl a favor. And it felt like a favor. And it was rough. And it was rough, like not the act. The act was the act, but it was rough for me on my spirit after I did it. Cause I was in LA and I was going through it, and this girl was like, she just helped me in one day. Like she held me down in this one specific day, and then by the end of the night, she brought me back to her crib, and I was chilling there, and you know I didn't really have nowhere else to go, and so she was letting me stay at her crib this one night in 2016, and she had spent the day with me. So the story is, my cousin was in LA. She told me to fly out to LA. My homie paid for my flight to go to LA so I can link up with my cousin. That was the plan. When I land in Los Angeles airport, I call my cousin. She tells me she's no longer in LA. She said, oh, I got into an argument with my baby daddy. I'm gone. I'm not in LA no more. I'm in Atlanta. I'm like, yo, bro, I have nowhere to go right now. Now I'm completely assed out. I'm in LAX. No plan, no nothing. Plans and changed. I have no idea what I'm doing now. And I'm like, damn, all I got is like $100 on me or something. So I called my sister. I'm like, yo, what do I do? She was like, yo, we got an uncle who lives in LA. Call him. I'm like, man, I haven't seen this uncle since I was like 4 years old. She said, don't worry, he's cool. Just call him. I was like, fuck. She sent me his number. I'm like, hey, uncle. He's like, who's this? He said, I said, yo, what's up? This is Ray. Ray who? I said, yo, I'm the son of your brother. Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, what's up? How are you? Oh, I'm good. Hey, look, so crazy thing. I'm at the LAX airport. This was the original plan. I was supposed to come and stay over here with, you know, my cousin. She's not here anymore. I'm kind of, you know, messed up. Do you think I can stay with you? He was like, and this is I'm calling him at midnight. He hadn't heard from me in decades. I'm calling him at midnight on a random ass night. Didn't even know I was coming. He was like, oh, okay. I'll send you my address. If you can like make your way over here, then yeah, you can stay with me. Just make your way to my house. You got a way to come over? I said, I'll figure it out. Just send me your address. So he sent me his address. Bro, I literally walked out of the LAX airport. Like, I just walked out of the airport. You know how crazy that is? You know, it'd be buses and cars. I just walked. I grabbed my bag. I walked out of the airport, and right on Century Boulevard, there was a Chase Bank. I deposited the cash that I had into my account. I didn't have no money in my account. I just had the cash. Deposited the cash into my account. Downloaded Uber on a street corner for the very first time I ever used Uber. Downloaded Uber, because I heard you could do this shit. Downloaded Uber, linked my account, called an Uber ride. I think it was like $20 something. It drove me to my uncle's house. He let me stay with him, right? But since it was so random and impromptu, and my whole schedule was messed up, I felt like a burden on my uncle. So I was like, man, this is so crazy. Like, I can only imagine what he's thinking. I probably seem like a junkie. Like, how did I land here and I automatically need your help? Like, that's crazy to me. But he wasn't judging me. He was just kind of like, he was like, yo, bro, like, hey, shit happens. You know, how are you doing? He thought when I say the coolest uncle ever, like, God bless me. Because God bless him. Because coolest, he wasn't judging. He was just chilling. Like, okay, yeah, let me know what you need. I'm be at work. You got the house. You can do whatever you want, you know, and let me know what your plans are while you're here. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. And so I ended up like just reaching out to different people I knew in the town. And I knew this girl, and she was like, oh yeah, I'm going to these different things. Where you at? I said, I'm over here. Okay, cool. I'll come pick you up and we can spend the day together. She came pick me up. We spent the day together. We hanging out. And then by the end of the night, we're like, okay, she's gonna drop me back out to my uncle's house. But in my mind, I'm like, man, I really don't want to be a burden. So I'm like, maybe if I could spend one night away, this is how I rationalize it. I'll spend one night with my homegirl, and then I'll come back in the morning. Maybe I seem like less of a burden. I probably seem like a total crackhead to my uncle now I look back on it. But I wasn't a crackhead. I'm just a starving artist. You feel me? But and that was my first time in Los Angeles. This is my first. I've never been to LA before. This is my first LA experience. And so girl picked me up. We driving around the city. She showed me everything. She showed me the observatory. Went to In-N-Out Burger. Went to this performance. By the end of the night, she's like, you want me to drop you back off at your uncle's house, or you want to come stay at my house? I was like, yeah, I'll come kick it with you. Maybe that makes me less of a burden to my uncle. And so went, chill. And in my mind, I'm like, man, I'm going to chill. Because me and my girl at the time, we had broken up. And I have to remember this because I keep forgetting this part of the story. At the beginning of that year, we broke up because she moved to Atlanta. And then we wasn't talking for a good amount of time. And then eventually we had just recently started talking back again to like, oh, well, even though you live in another state now, you know, I still want to be with you. But I keep forgetting that part of the story. Like, that's why I give myself a little credit. Like, right, that year she moved to Atlanta and it was different. And I told her when she left the town we wasn't going to be together, but we was trying to figure it out and work it out at the time. And I'm in LA now. And so I was like, man, I'm going to just go and I'm going to chill and I'm just going to like sleep at this girl. I'm straight up going to sleep. I ain't going to worry about nothing. I'm going to sleep. Yeah, she wasn't trying to sleep at all, bro. That wasn't her thing. So I'm laying there and I'm like, yo, I'm about to just sleep. And she's like, she's trying to get activated. And I'm like, I'm trying to keep finding ways to go to sleep. I'm like, I'm asleep. I'm asleep. And she was not with that shit. She was like, keep trying to make it work. And then eventually I was like, man, fuck, all right. It became obvious I'm not going to get no sleep. She's pushing me and waking me up. And so we ended up doing the act. And even during the act, I was like, man, I don't want to do this. You feel me? Not because you're not attractive. Like, she's very attractive. Any and all of my friends would have jumped at the opportunity to do that. You're attractive. However, I just don't want to do this for my own reasons. You know what I'm saying? Not because there's anything wrong with you. You fine. Like, yeah, you're fine. But I was like, man, nah, that ain't. So I was just feeling bad. I was like, man, I don't want to do it. And that was the first time I had done anything like that. And I was like, all right, cool. Let me just bless her, bro. Let me bless her and let me just call it a day. And so that's what it ended up being. And after that, I remember like despising myself when that shit was done. I was like, man, damn. And she dropped me back off to my uncle's house, and I was like, man, I blocked her on everything. It was crazy. Blocked her on everything. I recently seen her on TikTok, but I don't think that shit matters. Blocked her on everything. That was 8 years ago. Blocked her on everything, and I was so ashamed. And I knew, I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to tell my girl about this. For me, even though remembering back on it now, we had just started really getting back together, but I was like, man, I gotta tell her about this. And then I was gonna tell her in Texas one time. Like, we went to Texas, we were having an argument, and I was gonna tell her, but I remember calling my mother before I went back in the room and told her. My mother told me, nah, don't tell her no shit like that out of the state because she's real irrational. Remember that shit happened at the fair? Nah, so wait till y'all get back, and then if you want to tell her and confess to her, you can do that if you want to. And so that was that. But that first time, I really didn't want to. And then the second time that I stepped out of my relationship was 2020. That was my ego. I wanted to do that one, but I didn't want to do the whole thing. So if that makes sense. But it was straight my ego. It was like, I was like, man, let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can get this done. Just because like it was an interesting situation, but it was just my ego. That's just the best way of saying it. My ego got to my head. I had such a successful 2019 and 2020 that I was like, bro, I'm on top of the world right now. Like, my shit going crazy. Everything is working in my favor, like everything. And so I just let my ego go to my head, and I was like, man, you know what? Let me see if I can get one of these star girls to act up. And I did get one of them star girls to act up. And it was like, but that, damn. Like, I was just seeing, like, can I get this star girl to act up? And I did get the star girl to act up. And it was like, man, after it was done, I was like, I shouldn't have done that. And so 2021, me and my girl was going through our problems, and then something that she had told me was like inconsistent, and I did some research, and I was like, this isn't true. And she had to confess, like, oh yeah, it wasn't true. So I caught her in a lie, and then in that lie, I was like, man, I just want to get this shit off my conscience. It's like, have you ever done anything with somebody else while we've been together? And I was like, yeah, I have. In 2016, I did this, and in 2020, I did this. She hated me, bro. She completely hated me, and she ran away from me on the beach. I had to chase her down on the beach. She was trying to walk for like miles, and I was like, at least let me drive you somewhere. And nah, she wasn't trying to talk to me, and she flew back to LA, and so I had to chase her to LA. And it just ended up being like this. Even in LA, she didn't want to talk to me. I had to drive to land in LA and then drive 2 hours to Rancho Cucamonga to go talk to her. She really didn't want to fuck with me. But I did everything I could to like, yo, I want to fix this because I'm sorry. You know? And I had to work on the reasonings in my mind. Like, why did I do those things? And I realized it was just me. I was the problem when it comes to those things. There were other problems, but when it comes to that, I was, man, I'm wrong. But yeah, and then eventually we got to a better space. Like 2022, the end of 2021, we ended up getting engaged, and then 2022 was a pretty good year. 2023, that's when we spent 6 months not talking. 2024, we not together no more. So that's the timeline, pretty much. You know what I mean? To learn to love yourself, you got to spend time to sit alone with you for real. All right, let me see. Hold on, let me see. Or just be with somebody that you like and who likes you. I'm moving in 2 weeks to Oregon. Damn. I see that serious mass in the background. I'm on it too. Oh, you talking about the protein powder? Yeah, that's all, yeah. Not even your nephew. Not even your nephew. That's a long walk to Chase. Honestly, boy, I was thugging it. He reminded me so much of me. It's crazy. Shit always happened to me. He was just glad to have you, man. I appreciate the uncle. Uncles are such a blessing. My uncles helped me a lot too. Uncles are the best. So you literally didn't cheat. Hey, my week has gone really well since your prayers in that live. Thank you. I mean, I did cheat, I guess. Well, if you guys broke up, thank you, Jesus Christ. I'm so happy to hear that. That's what's up. Yeah, nah, cause we had broken up in the beginning of 2016, but we had just started talking again. And that's what I always got to remember. I got to remind myself, like, yo, when 2016 came around, like, we were not together. We wasn't together. And because she moved. And when she moved, I told her, I said, look, when you leave when you go to Georgia to pursue your career in college in Georgia State, we're not going to be together no more. She didn't like that shit. And so we didn't talk for months. And then she moved, and we still didn't talk. And so we was broken up. And then we started, like, I hit her up one day. I was like, man, I really want to, I miss you. That's the reality. I miss you. And I don't know how this long distance shit works, but shit, I'm with it, I guess. And so I'm like, you're going to have to teach me this shit. And then, like, a little while after that, I was in Los Angeles, and that's when that shit happened. So, Jezebel vibes. Gotcha. Hey, fam. Okay with the button up. You already see it. She set you up. Yeah, we all been there. We all been there, Humble Queen. Blocked her. Yeah, I blocked her on everything. I ain't want to see her again because I was ashamed. I was like, man, because I felt like I got pressured into having sex with this girl. And I was like, damn. Because, dog, man, look, bro. My homeboy always say, I ain't no killer, but don't push me. It's like, bro, there's only so much of this shit I could take before I'm going to rationalize doing this shit. Because, like, bro, sex with a beautiful girl is something that most men are paying for. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting chauffeured around the city and having this girl just take care of me and all day long. And I was like, man, in another life, this would just be an easy thing to do. This would just be, technically, I'm winning in this. If there was any other nigga in this situation, he was like, oh, I'm winning this. I'm winning out here. But me, I just have a conscience. I'm like, man, I didn't like it. And since I have started being with my girl from 2012 to the beginning of 20, she was the only girl I had been with. So it was bothering me. Even though we wasn't technically like fully together, it was still bothering me. You know what I mean? Your mind was telling you no, but your body was telling you, yeah, sorry, I had to get that one in. Man, but it's like I didn't want to, bro. It's like you letting me crash at your house for the night, and this is pretty much the payment that you want. And this is something that every other dude would just do. So I rationalized it as like, all right, if I was any other nigga, I would have been the one initiating this shit with you. But because I'm me and I'm different, I don't really want to. I could just sleep right now. But I'm gonna have to do this shit to you as compensation for you looking out for me while I'm in LA, and my cousin done fucked me up by having me fly out here, and I didn't have nothing prepared. And how old was I 8 years ago? I was 22. You know what I'm saying? I was 22 years old, so the fuck was I doing flying out there doing that? But yeah, he ain't want her trying to hunt him again. I had to beat that shit down to put her in her place. That's crazy. Queen, girl block is crazy. What, blocking a girl? Nah, you gotta block some of these girls. Trill. That's a good one. Why you slept with her? I tell you. Nothing good don't come from leaving that door open. You could write a book. It's a heartbreak when it's a young relationship for sure. Alright, hold up, let me see. Hold up. Running on the beach, a workout. That's hard. Yo, for real. Nah, I mean, but in Miami, when I said the beach, I really just mean South Beach. So it's not even like that. We wasn't on the sand. What happened the second time you cheated? Because the first time don't count. Yeah, very true. I can be a little toxic. The block word triggered me. Hell yeah. The block word triggered you, P? You be out here getting blocked, P? You be trying to send people dick pics or something, P? How are you getting blocked? Blocking is better safe than sorry. I'm big with that ideology. God consciousness come with guilt, right? His body and mind was saying no. Yeah, I was saying no, bro. But he said, I'm a bust. I'm bust them one time for the one time. Man, I had to wreck that shit because that was the only way she was gonna chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to silence you now. And it was crazy. But I regretted it. I didn't like that. I didn't even like it during. I was like, because I felt pressured into it. I was like, man. And that was my first time being pressured into that shit. I'm like, damn. I didn't know girls was this set, but I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. Like, she got a boy in her crib. She living in LA by herself. And I ain't no regular boy either. Like, she had already known me from this. She lived in Florida. We hung out once in Florida, and then she moved to LA. And so when I said I was in LA, she was like, for sure, you in town, let's link up. Did you exclaim it to her like that? I didn't tell her shit. She just dropped me off to my uncle's house in the morning. I'm like, yeah, peace, goodbye, I'll see you later. Yeah, she drove off. I'm like, block, I don't ever want to see you again, man. I hate this. I hate it out here. It's crazy. I'm going to get my point across. Space only apply when I say so. Yeah. Devin, the second time around, I was hanging out, and I can't really give too many details on the second time around, but the second time around, pretty much, I was hanging out with, I was just hanging out, and I just put myself in a bad situation, but it was really just my ego. It was really my ego, and I let it get to my head. I let my ego go to my head. It'd be hard to say no. Dre's stupid. Dre said it'd be hard to say no. I really just let my ego go to my head, and that shit ain't where it's at. Like, my Leo ex had a hate-love feeling about it. Damn. I remember when you asked if I even date. My dating life is crazy, but on the low. Yeah, P, because I don't be knowing if you date or not. I feel like you just be sending like memes all day. You seem like you be sending memes to people all day. You seem like your vibe. You seem like a memer. Are you a memer? You seem like a memer. Yeah, the second time I just let my ego get to my head. I just wanted to, like, I guess see if I could get something done, like do this thing with this person, and I did. And when I did, I didn't feel good about it because I was like, yeah. After it was done, I was like, I don't feel good about it. But it wasn't full blown sex. It was just I don't know if y'all count oral sex as sex. It was just I kind of just got brain, but it wasn't worth it. In the end, it wasn't worth it. So that was pretty much it. And it only happened on one night, and it was. But I ain't like the way I felt after that one either. It'd be my conscience. It'd be my conscience, man. My conscience would be fucking me up. So that's why I can't really do bad things. If I know something bad, it just don't be working for me. And that just really be it. If a person send me a lot of memes, I mute them indefinitely. That's funny. Yep. Nah, it just be like that. Memer, With my best friend, maybe. Nah. I be pulling up to my little yeah. P said I be pulling up to my little yeah. I had P over here like 2 weeks ago. What was that? That was like 2 weeks ago you was over here, P? P came over here 2 weeks ago. We had a game night, and P was hitting them with the jokes. P was on fire. P, you should be doing stand-up comedy. I was telling somebody yesterday we was doing this fucking game called Telestrations. And I'm like, bro, nigga try to... So I invited one of my homegirls. I'm like, yo, next time I have a game night at the crib, you got to pull up. She's like, okay, cool. She said, but I'm notorious at these game nights. I'm like, oh. She's like, yeah, I lose a lot of games. I'm like, oh, then for sure, come. If you a habitual game loser, pull up. We need you. We need you to come and take these L's. Because last time, shit was ridiculous. A nigga trying to play Uno all night. And everybody trying to play Uno. And then my homegirl whip out this fucking game called Telestrations. I'm like, what is this fucking long ass name? Like, what is this? Is this a college course on telegraphs? Like, what? Telestrations? I ain't trying to do no work. This is supposed to be a game night. And boy, what, man, this shit was crazy. Pretty much, Telestrations is like, and P could tell you, P, where you at? P could tell you, could be like, what the fuck kind of game is this? This shit don't tell the story. Yeah, I ain't gonna say shit, Dred. P don't give a shit. Hold on, look at it. Look at you, P. You would not let this game go. You hated it. Bro, what the fuck was that about? Telestrations. What is this shit? Like, since when did I join an economy class? Like, what is this? Pretty much, it's just drawing a picture, and you take this little notebook, you draw a picture, and you pass it to the next person. They got to guess what the picture is, and then they write on the next page, and then somebody else sees what they wrote on the next page, and they got to draw a picture based on what was written, and then pass it to the next person. They got all this shit. And I was like, man, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. This game is horse shit. And they was just fired up about it. I'm like, I'm trying to play Uno, bro. Lady Love, appreciate the love. Thank you for that. It's the leg shake for me. I appreciate it, man. I'm sorry. Appreciate you, Lady Love. How do I hop up to chat with you? I got to invite you, Myra. Give me 1 second. I'm going to invite you. And you was the best one. I'm telling you, man. Look, bro. You don't want to play 30 old games? Shit, I don't either. Hoodie can low-key draw. I could draw. I'm a good draw. I could draw some shit. But like this shit, why we making life hard, bro? And then after Telestrations, niggas wanted to break out Family Feud. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? They like, haven't you? I'm like, how do you play this shit? They asking questions and there's team versus team. Like, oh, don't you understand? They can steal it if you get this one wrong. But then I got infinite chance. I'm like, what the fuck is the root of this? Haven't you seen Family Feud? No, I watch no fucking Family Feud. What am I, an 85-year-old white man in the suburbs? Who got time for this shit? No, I don't watch Family Feud. I don't know the rules to this shit. Not even if Steve Harvey's on there now. Do you think I ain't know? I know that. But anybody watching this shit, I don't know the rules to this. So they're like, we're playing Family Feud after dark, and P start getting lit. P is saying the most off the chain shit. She think Family Feud after dark means sexual. So P is out here dropping sexual innuendo throughout the whole fucking game. We like, oh, P, you better relax. They were like, name something soft. P was like, this ass is soft. I'm like, P, what are you talking about? Don't act like you forgot that shit, P. You remember that. And so we like, man, this is crazy. And so this shit just got out of hand. And then finally, we end up playing Uno, the simplest game in the world, fucking Uno, and I'm catching L's. I'm catching L's and strays all night. How does this work? How does this work? And all the players that say they don't know how to play, they sniping shit and they winning shit. Drop and draw fours and double down and skipping turns and shit. It's like, what is this? So I don't know what the point of this story was, but I was upset about that shit. I ain't like how that game night went down. I ain't like how none of that happened. I ain't like how none of that shit happened. Family Feud, man, ain't nobody got time for that, man. I love Family Feud. It's Steve Harvey, man. Fuck that. I used to watch Family Feud back in the day. Seen it maybe, but don't know how to play. It's crazy. I don't know how to play this shit. This is ridiculous. Look at P acting up. Now P, Killy was there too. Killy and P, I was both in the game night. Yo, you telling? I thought this was exclusive. Nah, we on the lives, P. You thought that After Dark and Family Feud meant way after dark. We was like, P, you better control yourself. You better control your urges. What's happening in here? What's happening in my house right now? All of P's responses was next level. All of P's responses was crazy. Like, P, you acting up right now, P. You better relax. You better relax. And you brought this up. You brought this upon yourself, P. You brought this on yourself because you are acting up. I told you was a memer. You like, nah, I'll be pulling up on my little yeah. We like, oh, okay. All right, it's getting personal. I literally said it on the. It literally said it on the box. Whatever. Spilling the beans. I'm out here telling tales. Killy was there. You see how Killy said, yup. Killy was there and P was there. If all y'all was in Miami, y'all would have all came to the game night. But Killy and P, y'all was there. You know what it is. You know what it is. Is Myra still in here? Myra, let me see. Wait. Yeah, I don't know how to invite you up, Myra. I think you got a request. I think you got a request to. Oh wait, maybe. Oh, hold up here. Yeah, it's not giving me the option. I don't know how to do it. It's not giving me the option. Yeah, it's not giving me the option. I don't know how to do it. He telling it all. Y'all got to go live on the next game night for us. That would be a vibe. That will be a vibe. I think we're gonna, so that might be next weekend coming up. After the live show on the 12th, if anybody's in Miami, come to the live show on the 12th. After the live show on the 12th, I think maybe the 13th or the 14th, I might have another game night here at the crib on some exclusive shit. Because I'm telling you, bro, now it's time to be outside. Now it's time to party. So it's time to get activated, set some vibes, bring some people around, open the door. Yeah, when? After the show on the 12th. So the show's on the 12th. So the show's on a Friday. So probably that following Saturday after the show, you just have a game night. Tell everybody, yo, pull up to the crib, bring snacks and shit, bring whatever you want. We're going to watch some movies. Maybe I'll just call it a kickback. Or maybe I need more people for the kickback. I don't know. Because that game night, bro, that shit got intense. But I'm going to just invite some cool people. I only want cool people in the crib, too. I don't want nobody on that bullshit. I want some cool energy. I don't want nobody even going to make me feel like that might have been a slick comment. Or that person might be sneak dissing. Or this person might be, I want just straight good energy, you know? I leave the 19th for the 20th. All right, peace. So it's next weekend, so you should be good. My first weekend in my new home alone will be perfect. Hey, straight up. Straight up. Type shit, I'm telling you. Chasing smiles. All right, I'm going to jump off the live. I'm going to see y'all later. Nah, it was nothing but love. Right, that's what I'm saying. We want good vibes up in here. We don't want no weird shit. We want good vibes. So we only got to invite some cool people. So I got some cool people that I think I want to invite over this time. It's going to be a vibe. It's my B-Day weekend. I'm definitely going to try to fly out. Hey, if you going to pull up, Myra. The show's happening on the 12th. You get activated. Pull up. Hey, make it work. Make it work. But love to have you at the show. Nice. It was nothing but love. Have a good day and eat lunch. Yeah, I'm about to get up out of here. I'm going to see y'all later. Y'all have an incredible day. Again, thank you for being on the live. Yeah. Life is good. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. I want to say this is episode 40. What up, homie? What up, Metaphor Heaven? Yeah, I want to say this is like episode 40. But I'm going to see y'all later, man. Y'all have an incredible day. Again, if you didn't get a chance to see this entire live, you want to rewatch, you go straight to the YouTube channel when this is done. There was a sound problem on the YouTube videos this whole time, and I didn't know that. So the first, 38 episodes, I didn't know it until yesterday. I fixed this sound problem. Apparently the sound was only coming out the left side of the speaker, and I didn't know why until I just fixed the sound problem in the program. So now the sound should be better. If y'all want to go and listen to it, it's going to be way better. But I'm going to see y'all later, man. Y'all have an incredible day. Peace in the Middle East. I'm going to see y'all. Sir, I told you. Now I understand what you're talking about, Boo Queen. Now I totally get it. I did not know that, but I fixed it. So yesterday's live is now the sound is in both speakers. I could probably redo that though, but I would have to go back in and I would have to take every single sound. I would have to strip the audio from every video and then reapply it as a stereo sound. That shit might be too much trouble, but yeah, I did not know. That was me. Yeah, I did not know. I did not know that it was only coming out the left side. Until I listened to my headphones. I was like, why is it only coming out this side? So I fixed it. I didn't know that was a problem. But all these videos right now should be good sound. So appreciate y'all. So yeah, don't do all that. Y'all ain't about to do all that shit. Y'all better play that thing on Bluetooth speaker. But I'm going to see y'all later. Have a good day. Again, if you want to rewatch this live or any of the lives, y'all make sure to jump straight over to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to me. I want to get my subscribers up, man. So everybody in here should go and subscribe. Everybody in here should go straight to my YouTube channel when this is done. Hit the link in the bio. Go straight to my YouTube channel and subscribe to me. Subscribe. All right? Because if TikTok goes down, I'm going to just start live streaming on YouTube. I didn't even know you could live stream on YouTube, but now it seems like that's where it's at. So if anything happens here, I'm going straight to YouTube. But yeah, I'm going to see y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Peace. Anita, will you be on later? I think I said I was going to be on later for Jasmine. Jasmine said she's going live at 10, so I might pull up on Jasmine later. But yeah, maybe not. But either way, no matter what, you're gonna see me tomorrow at 10 a.m. So yeah, that's what it is. Appreciate you, Anita. I'm gonna see all of y'all later. Boo Queen, Nat, Chasing Smiles, Devin, Kelly, Jared. Appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good one. Peace. Live completed. Bam. Boo Queen.